Hello, everybody. Welcome to another TI-10 group stage match. Suns fan here with Cinder, and we have a little bit of Thunder Predator, a little bit of IG. Excuse.
TriCast!
What do you think you're doing here, Slacks?
Hi, we're doing a TriCast, everybody.
But this is the international.
It is.
Yeah, I advised against this.
You know what's funny, chat and everybody watching, which is mostly chat, I guess. I asked, is there any way we can have Cinder and me and Slacks on a cast together? And I was expecting them to say no. I was expecting to try to put up a fight. They said, I quote, yes.
Damn,
It's
what a quote.
The international 10, and this is happening. So I don't know what to say about that. But we're in the draft, so let's get in. We can talk about this game. Slacks, can you speak to me?
Hi, everybody.
I can barely hear you. Can you speak up?
Heyo.
Can you speak up a little bit louder? Okay, just double checking. So Thunder Predator versus IG. We have, well, kind of a tale of two teams here. Cinder.
It's a surprise you haven't been hired.
IG is doing quite well, and Thunder Predator not so much. Tell me the story.
Yeah, so currently, I think Thunder Predator looks like, at the current time, probably the weakest team in the group. They're tied with Aster for last. I think both teams have lost all their games, but Aster have been looking more promising. IG, on the other hand, are top of the groups. They're 5-1. They got a 2-0 earlier against EG, I believe it was, which is obviously a very good result, a team that many expect to finish top 4. And IG, one of the teams that were struck by COVID, unfortunately, but they are trucking right now. So
Is that the same?
it's very good to see.
Would you say that they're trucking, Slacks?
Absolutely. They're cross-country.
Radiant team ban.
Picking stuff up in one country and delivering to another. I gotta be honest with you, though. Bad news for Thunder Predator. Imagine your team isn't beating somebody at the international that has a stand-in. That's tough.
Did they already play Aster? No, they. How do you
Yeah.
mean?
What?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, I see. I see what you
Oh,
mean.
yeah.
Right. Oh, they're actually tied with T1 as well. They're also 0.
Yeah,
seconds
T1
remaining.
has been underperforming for sure. I mean, we talked about it yesterday, but they've kind of dropped off a bit. But it's still the beginning of the group stage. There's plenty of time to bounce back.
And T1 have shown that at previous events. They had, which was it the last? It wasn't the major, but it was the last like bigger tournament they played. They started out 0-4 as well, I think, and then they did 4 wins in a row on the second day.
Right.
So they can definitely recover. I worry for Thunder Predator, honestly. It was one of the teams going into the tournament that I had the lowest expectations for, and I think so far they're not really inspiring that much. So I really hope we get to see a good game from them. Just get
10
some sort of
seconds
momentum going.
remaining.
It's always a shame if things just don't click when it matters the most.
I mean, silver
5
lining that.
seconds
Please
remaining.
don't self-promote on this TI-10 broadcast, Slacks. The one thing that I do like about Thunder Predator is that they have a very exciting gameplay style.
Is it that exciting to lose?
Well, that's a little harsh.
Radiant
It can be
team
fun
ban.
until the end, perhaps, depending on your perspective.
This might be the first TriCast at TI that gets one game in the best of 2 series.
Yeah, I'm actually afraid to look at my my phone for a message from Valve saying JK. Once they said yes, I haven't opened my phone. You know.
10 seconds remaining.
Several times in my career, I have received WhatsApp messages.
5 seconds remaining.
Hey, tone it down to all caps. WhatsApp is open. We're ready.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. All
Can I
right.
say something though?
Okay. Sure.
All right, Disruptor. Nobody in the world plays Disruptor, honestly.
You mean on a pub level?
In general, Disruptor's not a hero that someone's like, oh, I can't wait to play Disruptor, except for very few freaks. And
Okay.
I am one of them. Let me tell you about how broken this hero is. So many times in games, late game, oh, the BKB timing. Well, if you got an axe, it doesn't matter. It's so good in the meta for some of these heroes that are so dependent on BKB. But more importantly, the unsung hero, what I dare to say, is one of the
Dire team ban.
and coolest shards.
Yeah, you were going off on this one.
I'm going off on Disruptor Shard. Did you know, Cinder and Sunsman TV, that this shard removes slow?
I'm going to start calling you Sunsfan TV.
If you're hit by a Venomancer Gale and you hit your ally with a shard,
10
he
seconds
gets
remaining.
that slow removed
Temporarily.
temporarily during
5 seconds
Dire
remaining.
team
Pick.
purge on an unlimited
Radiant team pick.
Lena. Get the right item.
Wow.
Unlimited cooldown sounds pretty bad.
Unlimited cooldown.
very
It's
interesting.
never
I
ready.
have to say, I can't wait for him to not buy short this game.
You'll be surprised. Good disruptor players know when to get the shot.
Yeah, we did see it like last game actually.
And you know when you get it?
10 seconds remaining.
Doom would love it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you
5
you also
seconds
picked
remaining.
so the
Team
since
pick.
Thunder Predator first picked Tide, IG were just like, how many ways can we Doom Tide?
Yeah.
So they picked Doom and the AoE Doom.
If only
as their
there was
first two
Orchid
heroes.
and the old Nullifier, then they could
Yeah,
get 3.
they could
but
do that too.
Sadly, they've hit their limit this time. All right, so we're gonna see
Well,
Thunder
they could
Predator
get
go
Orchid
for the
Silver
old.
Edge,
Okay, sure,
right?
sure.
And
Yeah.
they could break Tide and then silence him.
Close
10
enough, close
seconds
enough.
remaining.
We get Lycan and Puck to go along with Snapfire Tidehunter for Thunder Predator. Puck is
5
a hero
seconds
that
remaining.
the one nerf, which didn't sound like it was that bad, but all the Puck players complain is the phase shift cooldown increased
Yep.
by 0.5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
It
And
matters a lot.
everybody's like, wow, this is unplayable. And of course, everybody was picking Lion and, to some respect, Rasta to be able to instant hex a hero like that anyway. But we're seeing it here now.
Yep. Something Thunder Predator definitely have in this game is team fight, right? You've got Snap, Tide, and Puck, and you have single target damage from Lycan. A pretty good hero against these squishy int heroes like Lina and Disruptor. They can kind of get overrun. I would say Lycan is one of the worst core matchups for Disruptor in general because you can just get killed by stuff you can't even glimpse, right? The summons just... If Lycan gets Helm of the Overlord and the
10
two Wolves can
seconds
kill
remaining.
Disruptor on their own. And IG try to solve this by getting Wyvern.
5
So they
seconds
have the
remaining.
Cold Embrace for protection, and they have the Curse, which obviously is a great tool against Lycan in specific situations when things line up, which they don't always do. Higher skill Lycan players are good at like splitting up their attack and coming from different angles, so you can't curse as effectively. But
Is that what Lycan's about now? I mean, when I see a Lycan now, I like to think of it like my wife's, mom.
10
There we go.
seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
I think of it as, who gonna get bit? When I see a
Yeah.
Lycan, all I think about is which one of these guys is getting bit? Who's the actual carry?
I thought you were
Right.
going to say your wife's mother had a beard or something like that. Just the old chopsticks going there.
and the claws.
Why?
10 seconds
I wish.
It makes for a better... Slacks is about what makes for a better story. So if that makes for a better
5
story, you would have
seconds
wished for that.
remaining.
That's true.
Yep, that
Oh,
too.
That's right. Very good. This is TI-10, by the way.
It's okay. So I agree with the bite thing, but I think every Lycan we've seen at this TI has still bought the Ags after at least a Dominator, right? Like you always see the Dominator first. I think
But who's he biting this time?
No one yet.
Who's that last pick going to be?
no one yet. You're probably looking at a carry that can handle getting doomed, right? And who do you want there?
Life Stealer.
Wraith King is the obvious choice, I
Yeah,
think.
sure.
The downside to that is that I find Wyvern to be an exceptionally good hero against Wraith King. It's a really, really good matchup. It's very telegraphed when he goes in. He hates Cold Embrace. He hates Curse.
I mean, is it a requirement to have a bite target? Does he have to go Ags?
It's not a requirement.
Team
I don't think so.
How does it feel to see Aghanim Scepter picked up at TI-10 when it was literally your idea?
Oh, it feels real good. It feels real good. I mean, Ice Frog, he's taken some inspiration.
What else has he taken?
Jeremy Kahn, I believe.
Oh my god. It's TI-10 for Gus.
Jeremy Kahn was directly stolen, and I'm saying it.
Stolen.
No, I mean, what an inspiration, that's one thing I do love about Lycan, though. He's not like a hero. He's like an enabler. He introduces little
10
wolves,
seconds
little
remaining.
He takes over creeps. He'll do anything but himself, and it reminds me a lot of
5 seconds remaining.
I have a green dot in
Sure.
the center of my screen. Oh, yeah. All right.
like FPS games. The green dot, it's for like cheating.
Yeah, you
n-
need to
nobody
make
else-
sure that
nobody
the
else can
enemies
see
are
this.
always exactly in the center of the screen. Wraith King it
think
is.
You just lost everybody in the broad. They cannot see what you're
I
seeing,
know.
by the way.
I know.
10
That makes it fun.
seconds remaining.
If you're watching this game, imagine a green dot,
5
and that's
seconds
right in the
remaining.
middle of the screen, and it's there permanently.
That would be cheating
Just
in
a memory.
Counter-Strike.
It would just make things harder for yourself because there's a green dot in the way, so you
No,
can
it
see
would,
less.
it would actually be cheating in Counter-Strike
Why
because
would-
the op doesn't have a crosshair. This is actually what people used to do back in the day. This is TI-10, by the way, but
I see.
Back in the day, it used to be pretty accurate with the quick scoping, and people
got
would
it.
put tape in the middle of their monitor. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sticky. Just a giant ass sticky note in the middle of the monitor.
That's a shoot Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it is the Wraith King, so that is why you're here, Cinderin. Congratulations. What are we looking for IG? It looks like a probably carry as well then. Unless
Yeah,
you
for
want to do
sure.
some crazy Wyvern position 1.
Someone that buys Diffusal wouldn't be half bad here. It's good against both Tide and Wraith King. So Ursa and Jug are banned out by themselves. They could have both been candidates, honestly. Monkey King, I'm assuming, is banning his first phase as usual.
You know, we've been seeing some Troll Warlord. That could be a Diffusal buyer as well.
Yeah, it could if he
it
wasn't
got
last banned,
All
Shannon.
right,
That
very
is
good.
true, Sunsfin TV.
There's also Juggernaut. You can see his banned there. That would have been a good choice.
Faceless
And,
Void, maybe?
Oh, Slarky
Also
Malarkey.
Diffusal.
Wow.
He'll buy Diffusal. It's fine.
Very exciting. I love to see Slark.
Yeah, he's very good here, actually. He's good against Tide. He's good against Wraith King. And arguably, especially if he goes an Ags route, I think this hero can also be good against Lycan.
Okay.
So it's solid. We also, like we said in the start of this, we should keep in mind this is 2 different qualities, at least currently, of teams clashing. IG have been looking great, and Thunder Predator not so much. So for me to side with Thunder Predator, I need to feel like, okay, either I need to really see the clear plan of what they're going to do in order to win, or I need to feel like they have outdrafted their opponent, and I don't think that is the case this game.
Okay.
So I definitely like IG's chances in this to
Do
continue.
you
their hot
agree,
streak.
Slacks?
What?
Do you agree with whatever he just said?
I wasn't paying attention.
That's okay. Who would you pick then?
Gosh.
Let's see if he says a team name or a hero name.
Invictus game.
Oh, he picked a team. It was good 50.
Incredible team,
Oh, lucky.
real win streak here, and
Yeah.
Thunder Predator, they gotta convince me that they have a really good draft.
Okay. Yeah.
He did pay attention. He was just pretending.
It's true.
It's like when I don't hear what you're saying.
No,
I'm also just
we're not
paying-
going through this conversation again.
Okay.
You actually don't listen ever.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like we're an odd couple here. All right.
Damn, I
So
know exactly
this
where to shoot Snap.
will be game number 1 of this 2-game series, Thunder Predator versus IG. And I would like to apologize in advance, not just because of this TriCast, but because I myself am doing the camera, which has not been attempted for literal years. And I forgot to disable this thing. Apologies to everybody at home. I really, if you have any issues with the camera, make sure to tweet at
You
Pimp
really
Muckle.
should prepare
Yeah.
for
Just
battle.
let's pretend as, okay, this is an inside joke between not only the 3 of us, but everybody watching. Pimp Muckle is doing the observing. Okay, everybody?
Is it an inside joke when there's that many people in on it?
Yeah, you can have an inside joke with thousands of people.
You can?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
I don't know. To me, that's just a joke then.
No, a joke is the masses. The masses, if it's the minority still, which this is,
So you're saying every Dota joke ever is an internal joke?
in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. Then every joke is an inside joke, Shannon.
Are you speaking into your mic? I don't hear you anymore.
I think Valve already muted Slacks. Like, you
Maybe
gotta-
they can hear you on stream, but I
They're
can't
like,
hear you.
Slacks, you get 2 minutes to convince us you should be doing this.
Make sure your
and
microphone is plugged in.
You failed.
Try restarting the computer that
I
you
actually
don't
hope
have.
he's been muted the whole time.
That's true. That would be so awkward, actually. So we're going to get these cheers throughout the entire game, which not sure what the... Let's see if we can click these ourselves. No, can't do that, sadly. Spectators that are in the lobby are not able to take part in these cheering.
How far can those flames go?
I think that's the extent, actually.
Is it binary or do they grow?
You're asking the wrong guy.
All right. Yeah, why would the guy who's involved with this stuff know
Slacks,
what's
can
happening?
you please stop talking? Nobody can hear you, okay? Nobody can hear you. Just please stop. All right, we can do this here. All right, so
It's
we're
an
into the
inside joke
laning
between
stage.
Shannon and I and all of the audience.
That's
you
right.
can't hear
And
Slacks.
by the way, you guys have probably noticed, but if you're on the PC, you should be able to use most of the Dota 2 tooltips that we've released today with some delays from Twitch. So only thing that I don't think the prediction thing is working and the cheering within Twitch itself is not working. But the rest should be pretty much online, so hopefully it works well for you. You should be able to do this, what I'm doing right now. You should be able to follow along very nicely. Very good. I see you doing that very well at home.
Did
Good
you have
job.
ability guides
Seconds
on?
to battle.
No, we don't have that on. Wait, why is this on my... Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
strange.
much of an
Whose
announcer,
guide is it?
I don't-
I'll do my best.
I think it's just the default guide, so they
Oh,
haven't
okay.
updated in weeks. Oh, Fly. You might be in some trouble here. On the high ground, will pounce to safety, though. Yeah, looks like he's going to be just fine. Very, very impressive stuff.
So I think the lanes are probably just going to be, excuse me, I think the lanes are just going to be default. So it's probably going to be Slark Disruptor top and then Lina mid.
Yeah.
This is it.
And an off-lane Doom Wyvern lane for IG, most likely. It does feel like a very good Wyvern 4 game, I might add, just because the amount of value you can get out of having items on Wyvern here, because of how good it is against Wraith King and Lycan, should not be understated. Like, Holy Locket build is a possibility. You could get Dagger. You could even get Orchid against Puck if you wanted to solve that problem. There's plenty of options here for what you want to do. Personally, don't think the Orchid is necessary. You're playing with both Doom and Disruptor, so you have those silences in play already. So maybe having more of a defensive approach to the itemization could be cool here for Kaka.
Yeah, we're seeing
Position
the
5
MJZ.
tied.
Yeah, we saw this. I forget who picked it up actually when we were casting, but it actually worked out pretty well. Was a little bit surprised by that, as MNZ is taking a lot of damage so far in this lane. What are your thoughts on this? These 2v2s here.
Should be a pretty good lane for IG, I think. Wyvern likes playing against high HP heroes for Arctic burn value. He's playing against double strength. And in their top lane, I think Slark Disruptor. Slark Disruptor against, what is their exact matchup here? It's Slark Disruptor against Lycan Snap. Should also be okay. And then Lina versus Puck. Historically speaking, sometimes has been Puck favorite. I don't think it is right now. I think it's probably relatively even, maybe even slightly Lina favorite at this point.
Yeah, and it is Emo playing Lina, of course, which is one of the best mids in the entire world, so that might be a bit of a tough one for Leo's style, but we'll see. Obviously very early on right now. Slacks, is there any hero that you've been surprised has been picked in the, or maybe there's a hero that you're hoping gets picked a little bit more in this oh, I forgot that we can't hear you, sorry.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, maybe that's for the best. We'll have to wait and see.
This is my favorite TriCast ever. It reminds me of our dual casts.
All right, we'll just pretend Slacks doesn't exist for a little bit longer. Maybe you can hear him yelling in the background. Hopefully you can't.
People
though.
starting to tune into the game. They're like, oh, it's another Sin Sunsfans cast, just like always. That's great.
Yeah, nothing has changed, absolutely.
Except that I'm calling you Sunsfan TV now, because that's really funny.
I don't like that.
All right.
See,
And
I
you
gave
shouldn't
you,
have chosen
I
as
gave
your
you the
name.
nickname of Cinderman, which sounds like a superhero.
That's true. What's my power?
Forgetting things.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing.
Always forgetting things.
Ultimate absent-mindedness.
Yeah. So JT playing the Doombringer. Well, I guess his name is just Doom now, as of like 6 years ago.
10.
No, it's less than 10.
Was he called Doombringer in the beginning of Dota 2?
Yes, 100%.
Oh.
And they changed it shortly
Because?
after. I don't know.
Because Bringer was copyrighted by a delivery company.
I think
So
so.
they had to, yes.
I think that is probably accurate.
All right.
What are your thoughts on Doom in general right now? Because he got some nerfs in terms of the the amount of gold that he's able to make throughout a game. He felt basically like Alchemist. I want to say like 4 months ago.
Yeah,
And
I
he was
don't,
picked like a lot.
I don't think the nerf was that substantial. I think largely the hero does the same thing, right? It's kind of like an anti-hero almost, where...
That's how it's always been though, with just the Doom build.
Yeah,
right?
of course. So what always decides whether Doom is good in the meta or not is largely what the popular carries are, because some carries are just inherently good against Doom in lane and game. That's one thing. And it's about the flow of the games. Like, do they go late? Is it very push-oriented? Doom is not good against heavy 5-man, but he's really good in like skirmish-style games or team-fight-style games where he has a clear target.
First Blood goes the way of MJZ. I didn't miss it, believe it or not.
He ran Kaka down for a long time.
All right, well, I just caught it barely.
That was quite... I was just guessing based on where Kaka died, but I would imagine that was a long run. Oh, thank you for observing, Shane.
Yep. First Blood goes away from Thunder Predator. MNZ getting chased. Yeah, now that his support is nowhere near, JT gets credit for that. And as you can see, MJZ sacrifices himself to the tower just for a free TP, essentially.
Yep. So if you haven't watched Dota for a long time, what has changed in that regard that makes heroes sometimes just go and die to the tower is every time you die, you get a free town portal scroll, no matter what hero you are, except if you die to neutrals or Roshan. So these heroes will sometimes go and suicide to the tier 2 tower over the neutral camps. First of all, to get the free TP, and secondly, because their respawn timer is shorter when they die to towers on early levels than if they die to the jungle. And then the trade-off is that the enemy team gets a little bit of gold, but mathematically it's just a better play most of the time to go and die to a tower, because town portals do cost quite a lot. Yeah. So
That is a pretty elegant change, honestly. There's been a lot of back and forth with the way that dying to the neutrals has affected the game. Like there was a point where people would just do it constantly. That was probably the worst. That was the extreme case, I suppose. But at this point, I think it's pretty fair. You only really see it in the laning stage for the most part. So, Slacks, are you back?
Fantastic.
Wow.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
You are very loud, but very clear.
Hey everybody.
Welcome back. What did you miss?
Not much. I've been watching the game. It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolutely fantastic here. 2-2.
You had 5 minutes to check your phone. Did you get any warnings about your performance so far?
You know, I'm not going to mention it.
Okay,
They
good.
said, don't say this, and then many paragraphs.
Okay.
Okay, did it include the word artifact? TI-10, by the way. Leo style mid, 1 level behind Emo right now. So as you can see, it's actually pretty substantial difference in terms of just the XP alone.
13 denies on the Lina to the 4 of Puck. This is
Let's
just
go.
raw denies. There's no kill involved, no assist. There was no like rune fight or anything in the beginning that Emo benefited from. So just flat out outlaning him. The gold is close though. So I assume, well, it's only
Going
6
back into the jungle a
CS.
bit now.
I think maybe Emo had to buy a little bit more regen.
Now we can see the Laguna Blade onto Moose. He's stuck inside the kinetic field. Looks like he's going to drop one way or the other. Emo, in the meantime, extremely low with the rotation of MJZ. That is a very big kill for Thunder Predator. So Leo style getting something out of this finally. So we'll be able to maneuver his way back into the game a little bit.
Now, added benefit here for him as well that he obviously, first of all, has the Arcane Rune, but now picks up Coil for another potential play right away. Now the Tide is in the neighborhood. They could try for a secondary, but they don't have mana.
MNZ's in a lot of trouble. We got the TP support from MJZ, but he's just a Tide Hunter that's level 4. MNZ likely to fall here, but the question is how many of IG will go with him? JT looks like, the Cold Embrace saves it for a little bit. Kaka trying to maneuver his way to the other side as Emo trying to make his way here as well. Still in the vicinity. JT very low, pops the wand, just a couple of charges. Now Emo with the LSA. Looks like Thunder Predator are going to get nothing out of that other than the Wyvern.
He's walking away from that he was under the tower for like 45 seconds. What the heck? He can't just let him go. They need more TPs.
That's the Tide Hunter position 5 issue, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's another Tide Hunter position 5 issue.
Yep, he gets Laguna Bladed, and down he goes to Emo.
That is a problem for any hero.
Yes. If you don't have enough HP, you will die to burst damage of that control.
Wow.
Synderen, believe it or not.
Incredible analysis.
Thank you.
Yep.
I mean, tell me what Tide Hunter, because we're kind of, playing it down a little bit. Tide Hunter position 5, what does it bring to the table? Like the tankiness aspect?
Yeah, a lot of minus armor. Gush is pretty good. It's 6 minus armor on max level, and what support Tides have the luxury of doing is maxing that first. It has the big team fight ability, obviously, and if it can be played as a support, it just brings you flexibility in the draft, right? Where you can wait and see if it's a good Tide core game, and if it isn't, you can shift him over to support, where historically speaking, a lot of the time that hasn't looked very good.
Right.
So that's definitely
Well, he gets
helpful.
off the kinetic field, but he's dropping for sure. Thunder Predator getting another kill going their way. They've tied it up at 5 apiece, but as you can see, IG with the slight advantage because of the Doombringer aspect.
They do have a lot of minus armor. We haven't really talked about it that much, but they have Lil Shredder, Gush, and Howl.
I have a very important
Quite a
question
lot
to
of
ask Slacks, but we have to make sure that nothing important is happening on
Wait.
screen.
Wait.
Fly taking some damage from Leo
Go ahead.
style. He has his coil available. We were talking about this yesterday with the lore.
Hey!
What is the lore of level death? in
Level-
Doom? Think about that just for a moment. I think
Okay,
we're
I
going to have
will.
some action. LSA with the Laguna Blade, Leo style. He has the phase shift, but he is going to drop. Gets off his coil at the very least. The question is, will Moose get anybody? Finds one. Likely will be the sacrifice again, though. Flying Company showing out in spades here. So you've had some time to think about level death.
It's been a long time since
Oh,
that spell has been removed. I think it was something like calculating the time that you're supposed to die or something, and then speeding it up. It was the lore was not clear. That's why the Ice Frog removed it.
But he brought it back into the shard, kind of.
Kind of. They didn't call it what it was, though. Nice Hadouken there. Take out the Wraith King.
That is
pretty
a long. I mean, this used to be 300 seconds, so not quite as bad if you haven't played Dota semi-recently.
Yeah.
But still, quite a long level 1 ult, so we'll have to stay safe.
Wraith King's ult cooldown has actually changed so many times in the last 2 years, it feels
Actually,
like.
360, I'm pretty sure, was the original.
I think it was 300.
360, yep. told you.
Xbox.
300, and then now it's 200, but then level 3 was 40, and now level 3 is 60. It's been a couple of change arounds, and it is a really integral part of the hero. What you want to do as IG now is you want to take advantage of the fact that you have this 3.5 minute window to look for a kill on that guy. We only need to kill him once. It's not very hard to identify where he is. He was bottom and TP'd away. He can only really be in one place, so if they want to, they could go and smoke him out and kill him in the triangle area.
Yeah.
But they might want to perhaps hold on to their top tier 1. I guess not. They're glyphing for now, but they're not ready to connect here. One of Lycan's biggest strengths as an offlaner is this exact thing that he's doing right now. Very good at claiming the quick tower. Is he clearing out the Ags? He wants to finish Overlord first.
Yeah. Overlord indeed. Fly in the jungle, getting forced out a bit here. MJZ is now level 6, so Ravage is available. You can see from the bottom side of the jungle, IG trying to maneuver their way into the mid lane. Leo Style is who they have in their sights. Winter's Curse. Emo's going to set up with an LSA afterwards. Should be a pretty easy kill, and yeah, Laguna Blade takes off his face. Ollie gets the glimpse, so MJZ can only get the gush off, but it's going to be enough for Kaka to likely fall to MNZ. And MNZ probably back into the jungle he goes. Choppity chop.
That was beautiful. Thank you. The crowd seemingly not interested in that, but love that glyph. The crowd went wild for the glyph.
Yeah.
The kill, the fights, not so much for them.
Some of the cheering is a little off, but I'm sure that's going to be something that's going to be
I wonder if there's going to be like a crowd meta developing throughout where,
yeah,
like depending on the game and depending on the timing, the crowd decides to clap at things that are uninteresting, just to like troll.
Uninteresting. Glyphs
I
make
find
or
them-
break games.
That's
in
true. Look at the
there.
cheering. They're very happy.
they are
Every
really
time they
cheering.
see bright color, they start screaming out there. I think they might be moths.
It may be.
Terrifying.
Well, this amalgamation of heroes for Thunder Predator ends up resulting in a nice tier 1
Sometimes
mid tower.
Twitch intelligence is akin to moths. I will say that.
That's right.
That is not a bad analogy
They
in my experience.
Certainly flock towards things.
All right, back to our expert on lore. I do have a question
Yes.
about the
Yes, on
lore
TV.
of Pigpole. Could you give us a rundown on that?
Oh, Slark.
Oh, hold on a second
Oh,
now,
he's fine.
Slark.
Don't worry. He knows that we need to talk about Pigpole.
That's a fish right there. You know, more interesting than your
Hey,
stupid.
you hold your
Glenn.
horses here. MJZ, how is LSA, or how's the Laguna Blade up again? I feel like he just used that. MJZ, the Ravage is going to connect onto
Okay.
3. Looks like the Wyvern's going to be the first to be taken out here.
Oh, he broke the coil.
Yeah, he's going to be stunned for quite a
He
while,
is
and Mortimer's
not
kisses
dead.
from afar. Emo, oh, the last right click from Leo Style is enough.
Oh, yeah, DD rune.
And
He
you can
actually
see
needed that.
the Pigpole was not enough for JT to get out of dodge. Does get his Doom off, though, hoping for a kill onto Leo Style. Actually, JT is surviving for now, but Frank likely will finish him off. Flyfly in the meantime takes out Leo Style.
Fight him!
And MJZ trying to get out, gets to the high ground. Static Storm applied. They're going to trade kills here. Tidehunter for the Disruptor, and now Moose likely be taken out by Flyfly. This is going to be his 5th stack in all likelihood. Unless
Nice
he can get
wolf
some
block.
blocks off. Yeah, he doesn't have Pounce for another 10 seconds. And Kaka does have Winter's Curse, but probably does not want to use it on Moose, and he's resigned to his death. Triple kill for Flyfly, which, if you're a carry getting early kills, Slark is maybe the best one to, well, maybe Silencer, actually,
Sure.
if he's playing Skip.
You know, I gotta say, in no other place in the universe does it make any sense for someone to just frantically run up a set of stairs to try to survive. When the range heroes are trying to kill you and then you're just trying to get on that high ground, what other real-world situation could that happen in? Why would you ever run up a flight of stairs if something was coming to kill you? That's such, you know, Sunsfan, I don't think you've ever ran up a flight of stairs, so I'm not
That's
gonna...
true. You can actually say that now that you're not morbidly obese like me. I'm the
Okay,
only
take
one.
it easy.
That's why I was hired to TI-10, because I'm the one fat guy.
It was on his wish list on his Make-A-Wish Foundation is to cast this TriCast, guys.
Shannon was a diversity hire.
That's right.
Obese.
Good representation.
We need all types.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, there's the end of us, but no. Yeah, Pigpole. What an interesting item there. They also have the Tumbler's Toy.
Yeah, what is the lore on Tumblr's toy?
I don't know, but what an embarrassing way to die. Some friggin' wizard rolling up on a...
I think it's kind of educational, though. I think maybe, apart from native speakers, nobody in the world knows what this thing is called in real life until they play Dota and find out it's called a Tumblr's toy. I had never heard of this word before.
I don't
until
believe
this.
that's
I
what
don't
it's
think
called.
that
This
what
is
it's
what it is actually called in real life.
It's called horsey.
Yeah,
Yes,
horsey. I
that's
agree.
right. That is the official word, but the slang is Tumblr's toy. But if you do look it up in a dictionary, look up horsey. That is the real
Yeah, I
real
think
word
so
for it
too.
for sure.
I
Yeah,
think so.
absolutely.
So 2K net worth lead now for IG. Are you liking how they're looking in this game so far. This is with the Doom, so it feels like it's a little inflated, like we always talk about in this hero's pick.
Yeah, but he is really, really far ahead, though. I think it's a very healthy position that they're in, not just because of the Doom, but also Slark, like you pointed out. He's 3-0-2. He's progressing really quickly. Opted not to go for Diffusal, as a matter of fact. I thought he was going to get Diffusal after Saber, but looking at what's probably going to be a Silver Edge.
What's going on down there? Hello?
Yes?
Wow. It's like looking at heroes from a skyscraper. This is great.
Yeah, my binds are all messed up. it will be fixed for next game. Don't worry. I literally can't move my camera half the time, but that's perfectly normal, you know?
That's great.
People are used from that, from JJ's observing.
That's
It
true.
is,
This is JJ observing, by the way. In case you're wondering, you can tweet at @TimMunkle or whatever the heck his Twitter is these days. Oh, we got
that's a
Mortimer's
good
kisses from afar. Kaka. Yeah, he can't go anywhere. Down he goes in the ball of flames that he is.
Only
Does
thing
have
that would have
buyback,
made those
though.
kisses better, Slacks, is if Snapfire had a mustache.
A little bit of a
JJ,
beard.
Doom applied to Lycan. This is going to be an easy cleanup. A
Hello.
Laguna Blade probably not needed, but Emo just really wants kills in this game. And there's the smoke, trying to chase after moves, potentially.
Yeah, they have Glimpse. He's going to
Yep,
die.
there it is.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And moves, falls yet again. Fly is going to get his 6th, 7th stack. That's right, that's what comes after 6
7?
of Essence Shift.
Interestingly, opted to try to jump up a flight of stairs there, Slacks, but again, it
true.
just
Yes.
doesn't work.
Very
Yeah.
interesting
That
topic
is-
of discussion is the
yes.
stairs within Dota and their purpose.
That's right.
Very interesting. This is TI-10, by the way.
Extremely interesting stuff there. The stacks, brothers. 7 stacks by 16 minutes. Mathematically, he's nearly getting a stack in a set amount of time.
Yes, that is.
It's funny when I know what's going on through your brain because you're wanting to try to sound smart and then you just know that you don't know the math. So you just go with it.
Who knows math? I mean,
That's true.
I think that, you know, in the future, children won't even go to school.
If you ask pro players how much damage their spells do, they don't know.
They
just
don't
play
know.
on field.
That's right.
On
That's
field.
true.
And on the field.
The gut on
Yep.
the field. That should be the documentary that they make about this game right here.
On the field.
Philosopher's Stone, Big Boy Philly. The best neutral item in the entire
Talk
game.
about that in
Holy
just
moly.
a moment, but we have something more important happening. That's Ollie dying.
The
next to his
best
tier 2
neutral
tower.
item in the game, Philosopher's Stone, guys. Don't believe your streamers, Mr. Child, okay? That one is the best.
Okay.
I thought they did away with that one in Harry Potter 1, but
Philosopher's Stone, yeah.
yes.
They did. They destroyed it.
Has that ever been
They found it again in Dota.
Spoiler alert, I've never read the books, but
That's okay. The books are way better than the movies. That's all you need to know.
Fantastic.
Dumbledore doesn't die.
Hell, come on now. That's not cool.
That's right. They changed it completely.
I
Slacks.
don't know who
Today
that
you
character
learn.
is, but I don't need to know that he dies. For God's sakes.
Very good. So Fly has his Echo Saber, Shadow Blade. He's going to go for S and Y, it looks like.
He's
instead of
supposed to be a
for the
really
Silver
smart
Edge.
wizard. Why does he have dumb in his name?
Dumbledore. It's to trick people.
Oh, that's smart. He's like Suns fan.
He's
He's
very
not actually a
down to
fan of
earth.
the Suns.
Literally never been outside.
That's true. I'm as pale as it gets. Fly. Oh, he's going to get the Arcane Rune. I'm going to pretend that we're still casting Dota at some point this game.
Would you shut up over there? What the? What are you even talking about over there?
I'm talking about Fly. He has a Shadow Blade and an Echo Saber. Okay?
Yep, that's good. I did point that
Oh,
out
wow.
2 minutes ago.
We have a lot of smokes going
But he
out.
still has it,
MNC
which is good.
Yeah, he didn't drop it. This is not a
That's
pub
good.
in
Yep.
NA.
Whoa!
Fly is
Didn't
gonna
pull a
start things
Kyle
out.
there.
Moose is going to get the LSA into the Laguna from Emo, who pops the BKB now, focusing all their efforts on
Nice curse.
MNZ. All right, the curse to start things out. Static Storm to follow, and Puck gets destroyed 2 for 1, but Emo's the one that dies on the backside. Trying to get out from Lycan's side, but that's not going to happen. So it's a 3 for 1 now. Glimpse back from MJZ. And he's resigned to his own death yet again. Double kill for JT, all said and done.
Oh,
And MNZ, he does have his ultimate, has the radiance, which we have yet to mention because you guys have been talking about absolute bullshit this entire game. That's going to be his first life. And back he comes, Fly. What comes after 11? We're going to find out right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, today you learn. You may not have learned math in school, but today, 12 comes after 11.
Woo!
That's a lot of stacks for 19 minutes, I have to say.
That's divisible by death, my
The
friend.
crowd was actually cheering and it made sense. I'm proud of
Hey,
you.
nice job,
Good
everybody.
job.
Hell yeah.
Divisible by death. That's a good quote.
That's sounds like a 50 Shades of Grey title
I was
or
going to
something.
say something that's on your tombstone, but sure.
Divisible by death for a mathematician?
That's right.
The tombstone?
It probably exists somewhere.
Yeah. That's why he's dead, because it's stupid.
So back to the stairs.
The number one
Back
cause
to
of
the most
death.
interesting thing that we've
Stupid.
talked about all game. As you can see the replay here.
That's pretty hype,
That
actually.
was a great setup by the Curse into Static Storm. That is something that Wyvern disrupted. We didn't really talk about that pregame, but obviously Wyvern in some situations, the Curse doesn't really do that much damage, but it's awesome as a setup for specific things. Classic combo, obviously Curse Arrow.
Cookie less than kinetic field, sadly. Fly likely to get another stack. Oh, Emo, kind of in harm's way here. JT uses his Doom on Wraith King, who does not have his ult. So yet another death for MNZ.
I do love watching IG play like this because if you remember, this map was pretty darn even, and then they just win one team fight, and now they know that they've hit that peak, and that's what Thunder Predator has really been lacking so far in the games that I've seen. You know, they're a little bit of an overextension, but this is TI-10, my friends. I'm going to remind you again, you are not watching another video game.
You're not watching a YouTube video with 10,000 downvotes. You are watching a TI-10 group stage of a TriCast. Thankfully, there's no downvotes existing on the platform that we're using.
Not yet. If only we could pay money to get some more bots in here. Thank you.
All right, everybody, if you think Sunsfan is really funny, cheer now.
Yes, thank you. Oh, no. Yeah, that's awkward.
Yay!
Oh, there we go.
Oh, damn.
If everybody hates Sir Action Slacks, please cheer now. Give it like a 5-second delay.
Oh, shut up, Steve. Is that how you sound in here?
I could picture Synderen going to a real life concert and sounding like that.
That sounds like Ogre Magi just got fed a cookie.
Yeah, that's the next Arcana coming from him. Arcana.
That's actually how I do sound when I get fed a cookie. So it's pretty accurate.
All right, let's go over some items here.
Sure.
Thunder Predator hates Slacks. IG.
Okay.
We have heroes that are actually kind of close to each other. Maybe we should wait here. JT jumps in with the hoof stomp. Infernal Blade as well, and nice setup again.
Oh, this is ugly.
Emo's burst damage is too much. Moves stuck in harm's way. MJZ gets glimpsed, and this is just going in IG's favor to a very high degree. And
why
into
are
the
Thunder
rush pit they
Predator
go.
fans cheering? They just lost 3 heroes.
They like it.
Yeah,
Well.
they're sadists, for sure.
We love the pain.
That's bringing the thunder, baby. I'm into it. All right.
Starting to look better and better for IG, obviously. This lead is actually kind of incredible when you look at the graph. It's been growing really, really fast. And I think the hotkey for that is F8 if you want to press.
Right here.
Okay.
I could literally just hit it right here.
All right. Very nice. Very nice.
Graphs coming soon to the Dota 2 tooltips as well. Don't worry, friends.
Yeah, for quite a long time, it was a relatively even game until I would say, like, at least from a win expectancy point of view. The first 15 minutes, like Slacks was pointing out, pretty even, and Thunder Predator was hanging on fairly well in the fights. And then IG just hit this 1 or 2 good fights where they had better spell casting and better vision, got a couple of good spell combos off, and now they're favored by like 90% to win this game all of a sudden. Getting that Roshan, they put the Aegis onto Slark. Gives him so much freedom. You can't, like, the Radiant lineup is, to begin with, isn't very good at killing Slark because they're mainly stuns. They have 1 Puck Silence. Everything else he can reset out of with Dark Pact. I struggle to see how they're going to find 2 kills on this guy right now in the same fight. So Flyfly can play basically hardcore frontline for his team, set up the Blink Doom, set up the Blink Curse, and if those spell combos land, the Radiant lineup's just going to fall apart. Ollie almost has your favorite item, Slacks.
What's that?
Higpole.
Higpole!
No, it is Aghanim Scepter. That was a good guess.
He doesn't have shard, though.
And he also does have your favorite item, Philosopher's Stone. So he
big
almost has
coin.
your absolute favorite disruptability. He has been watching your games.
Thank you, finally.
The more
Brown
you cheer, the
boots.
better chance you get of getting that stone
That's right.
as a neutral item, for
Brown
sure.
boots eggs. That is actually my shit. Well done. I mean, it's just so powerful if you can get it before anyone gets their BKB. I mean, you completely nullify a carry's like most important item. It's fantastic.
Yep.
But at any rate, we're gonna probably see what could be the real nail in the coffin here.
Yep,
Police
potentially.
fight. I'm big. Oh no.
They're
Yes.
looking for MNZ jumps in. That's a quick BKB from Emo. LSA in terms of the Laguna Blade. That's the first life, though. He'll be back shortly. Moves with that ult already activated. Static Storm onto MNZ. They're going to try to take him out first, it looks like. Ravage on the back line. Pretty decent, but Ollie looks to be the death here. I believe he already used his ultimate anyway. Finally gets taken out. It's a 1-for-1, but that is a Wraith King for a Disruptor. And if you're IG, you are very, very happy with that. Flyfly in the meantime, feels like he's just been feasting on moves this entire game. Probably half his stacks from that hero. And yeah, this fight is not even remotely close. Triple kill for Flyfly and likely down mid to go.
18 stacks, gentlemen. 18
Wow,
stacks.
was that after 17?
My goodness.
Wow.
How do you even compare? What do you do against that Slarky Malarkey at this point? You can't kill him. You can't survive him. You can't do anything, Cinder.
No, it's rough. I don't think starting, obviously at this point, they're really far behind, right, Thunder Predator, but I think starting this fight in this way is not really what you want to do. You're just blinking in your Wraith King on top of a Lina who can instantly turn you and take your first life away because you're playing without saves. I think their fight selection needs to be targeted more around finding supports. I think getting on top of Disruptor, or especially Wyvern, to start the fight would be really, really helpful. Because there's just so many heroes that can't function when they can get counterplayed. The Cold Embrace just solves so many problems for IG that if Kaka isn't accounted for, he just
JT with that Shiva's. Man, MNZ wanted to do something, but that is going to be yet another death for him. No reincarnation.
Don't really know what that was.
Still 40 seconds left on his ult. And yeah, I think they're just falling apart here at the seams. Gentlemen, double kill for Flyfly, and likely to be the end of game 1 very shortly here.
You know, if I was in this situation at the International, I would try to potentially just let the other team get some cool records. Like, feed that Slark as much as possible. What's the most a Slark has ever done in that situation?
Not much.
So, you know, get him 90 stacks. See if you can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be great sportsmanship.
Yep. Depending on what they predicted for shortest game, they could have also...
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a pretty short game, but yeah, I think we went with 14 to 19 minutes for one game, right?
Yeah, 15. It's 15 to 20, right?
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
I do feel like, you know, if you do have no choice of winning, and you do have that in your compendium, isn't that the most important thing that you can do at this point right now? Just try to close out the game to make sure that it's on your special time.
Sure.
All right, great. Thanks, guys.
Your special time.
My special
absolutely.
time.
Now, Emo now has that silver edge. I mean, it's funny because it feels like it's super late game. It's only 30. It's not even 30 minutes yet. But
would you
there's
say
so many
heroes
items.
get gold really, really fast in Dota now compared to 3 years ago?
They do, and I love it.
Yep.
I
You would.
Absolutely love it. I mean, you should love it even more because you're a position 5 that usually feeds like 18, 19 deaths a
First
game
of all,
on
that's a
average.
lie. Secondly, everyone getting more gold does not mean you get more gold relative to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you cap out faster.
You get items that you didn't used to,
You
but
can
everyone
only
else
get-
is also just one-shotting.
You can only get so strong in this game. So
That is
overall,
incorrect.
Position 5s are stronger than they used to be.
5
relative.
Pudge is limitless.
Yes.
That's true.
Slark
That's
is
an
limitless, in case you
Yes.
forgot.
Is it limitless? What if you steal everybody's stats? Can't you just run out?
99
I think it's
stats?
only Silencer that caps out based on the enemy not having int anymore.
Oh,
It happens to me all the time in my games when I play Silencer. It's just annoying when you've killed the enemy team like 100 times and you can't steal their int anymore.
yeah. I'm sure that's happened before. Oh,
All right,
Emo,
Flyfly's
he's
just
in
gonna-
Viz. Yeah, Moose is dead. Just going to
Okay.
go out on a limb here. MJZ gets off the Ravage, but that's a quick PKB from Emo. Winter's Curse to follow from Kaka. And a wasted Ravage in the end, trying to save his comrade, but it ain't happening this time around. And I would not be surprised with a GG shortly after this decimation of MNZ. That is his first life. By the way, Flyfly ended up getting the Death Shroud Shard. We can talk about that as the death of MNZ occurs. It's actually really hard to say MJZ and MNZ in the same game. Wraith King.
That's fair.
I just noticed that
We're in
Dyer's
Oof City
bottom
right now,
tower
my
is under
friends. I
attack.
mean, I'm a very positive, let's go, never give up.
Yeah,
These
you're not toxic at all.
These guys should give up. I mean, how do they come back in this? Yeah.
Slacks, I played a party game with you and Sons fan some months ago.
Why do you keep bringing this
And
up?
as the very positive guy you were, you didn't like how laning with Suns fan was, so you started jungling your Venno and bought 5 different boots, and we lost.
That's right.
More or less exclusively
That
because
was
of that
not
choice.
my fault. That was not my fault. That is a hidden build, and I would appreciate you not tell the entire world about it. If you get Tranquils and Arcanes on Venomancer, you never have to go back to
It really
base.
speeds up your farming rate, so you can get those phase boots then.
Yes.
That's very
And then
good.
you can run even faster to camps. I was really trying, Synderen.
In order to finish your tread.
To tread.
Boots of Travel and Phase Boots, they do
Yeah.
work well together.
It is true. You were really fast
Everybody,
at dying as well. in
That's
that
true.
game.
You couldn't
There's
get away
not-
from anybody still.
Not much in the way of defense, but the most important thing, like you said, was you kept the morale high, you stayed positive, and did your best.
I did unplug my microphone that game, so
Yeah, we noticed.
I did not.
That's
say
one
anything.
time it's very noticeable.
I will say, though, somewhat recently I did play a dual queue game with Sunsfan, and I laned with him, and I feel you. It was...
It's atrocious. It's
it
atrocious.
was-
Oh my God! Here we go.
it-
Can we talk about the game that we're watching at TI10?
Yes, we can.
by the way?
MJZ is dead.
Yes.
Look at him.
He is so dead. I have nothing to say after that. He's just really dead. He's died so many times that I have no words to describe it
Dyer's bottom
anymore.
tower
8.
Okay, that's
All
a
right.
lot.
That's an...
I will keep
Quite
it
a
pretty hyped, though. If somehow Thunder Predator come back into this game, it might be the biggest comeback in literal human history.
Well, maybe TI history. That would
Yeah.
be. It's probably up.
That would be one of them.
Yeah. Not in.
It might be the one,
I'm
actually.
pretty sure, like overall, there's been like an 80K net worth swing, or 100K even in like a pub game,
Yeah.
but not TI.
But what do you consider the biggest comeback? Is that the biggest numerical comeback?
Suns
or?
fans'
I think so.
career, I would say. It's the biggest comeback
From
in
the
Dota
depths
2
of
history.
hell, aka Artifact, into TI10.
You can be 50K gold ahead and only be favored like 65-35.
You are a robot. I agree. So, Fly
Yes.
Flying Company going ham through backdoor protection. Now it's gone.
Is that
Bottom
how he makes
rack
me shut
is
up? He
as
just
well.
says, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he programmed you. It's like Bioshock.
Um,
Gotta be careful with that conditioning.
That's the
Cinder.
mute button. I agree.
I agree. There it is. Oh,
Hmm.
you're in trouble, buddy.
Dyer's
Yep.
tower
Oh,
is
the
under
little
attack.
kobold. Did he get dug up?
Oh. Emo.
All right,
Defending the
that's
top
hype
lane.
select.
Synderin, I gotta ask you about this because this is a real theory I have. Let's talk
Okay.
about the little kobold that you dig up from the ground.
Okay.
This kobold does not get hit by towers, does not cause any aggro from creeps, yet it can walk away from you and hit creeps. It is my real theory that if you have a shovel, Winter
Oh.
Wyvern's dead.
Yep, he is. Wait.
Oh,
He's burning very slowly, but the death
Okay.
shot saving him for just a little bit. Fly gonna pop his ult now.
That's a
He'll
doomed
walk away
puck.
for now.
That's a dead puck.
Yep, looks like Puck is dead. He is doomed after all. And we'll just get Scorched Earth down as well. Moose in the meantime trying to hide within the tree side here.
That's
Looks
a
like
dead
he'll be fine
tide.
with MNZ and yeah.
they're saving him for Slark.
So
How many
continue with
stacks
the
does he have?
Kobold, please. I'm actually interested in this lore.
All right, suffice it to say, it is my real theory that people are going to start saving the kobold and having him walk like the movie It Follows, where the monster never stops chasing, because he always chases you if you get into vision. Like it's dead.
Oh, so you mean you dig him up and then you leave him as like a pseudo ward?
You leave him alive, and he constantly walks across the map, attacking enemy creeps. And
Is it the same Kobold in neutral camps, though, or is
It
it just
is.
an identical one that has different lore?
If it is the same creep as in the neutral camp, those creeps are so bad
Radiant's middle
Yes.
that it would lose to a melee creep on 10%
But can-
health.
But the
Can we-
melee creeps aren't. They don't aggro to it.
Can we
So
agree
what is it
that
gonna
is
fight then?
the coolest neutral creep, though, because of his cup? He is a beast, the best
Yes.
model in the game for sure.
That is true. The game's about to end, Suns fan.
That's right. It's about to end, and yeah, MNZ's dead again inside that static storm. They have not GG'd out yet, so Emo's just going to apply the pressure to that tier 4 tower, and onto the Ancient we go. Game 1 will end very shortly. I predict that IG will, oh wait, double buyback. It's not quite over yet. Emo pops the BKB, and down the Ancient goes IG in a shocking development. Win Game 1 of this 2-game series.
Please stop yelling.
Ah!
Yes, an incredible game that we saw. IG, of course, why they are so dominant in this group stage. And Thunder Predator, I mean, they don't got the gusto right now. They are not doing well.
They have to recover. Can you get into the frame, please? This is awkward. This is not a remote cast. We are together at last. We are together at last. But yeah, Thunder Predator is in a world of hurt right now. They've got off to a very bad start in terms of the group stage. They need to turn it around, or else, I mean, again, we've talked about this before. Last place of the group stage gets eliminated from the tournament. Can they do it?
Get last place or
eliminated?
get out?
Whatever perspective you want. Can they do it?
Realistically speaking, in this group, right, the teams that they're tied with for
I
last
agree.
are Aster and T1. I think both teams, even though they have the same score as Thunder Predator, have looked more convincing in their losses. So I think Thunder Predator is really important, not only that you start picking up wins, but that you're able to win one of the heads
Why are you
up with
looking
these
at me?
two teams.
Can you stop looking at me, please?
I think at this rate, Thunder Predator, unless they win this next game against IG and get a draw, they actually have to win probably 2-0 against one of the other two teams at this rate. So it's looking really scary. Gotta hope that they, I was going to say catch a second win, but you can't catch a second win if you haven't had a first one yet, right? So that
No,
they
I
catch
mean,
a win.
Technically, yeah, catch a wind. All right, let's go to a quick break, and we'll be back with Game 2 very shortly.
Happy to be here.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Game 2 of 2. This is a 2-game series for the group stage of TI-10. Suns fan here with Cinderin and Sir Action Slacks.
Hey, everybody. So good to be here again for another fantastic series with two of the best people in the world.
Thank you, Slacks.
Thank you.
What about our producer that's off camera?
I kept it too. He's a piece of shit.
All right, so with that said, we do have a draft, so let's go take a look at what these two beautiful teams have for us today. IG versus Thunder Predator. Thunder Predator got destroyed in game number 1, but we were talking about this off camera. You know, Singapore Major.
Yeah.
They were kind of this up-and-comer. They surprised a lot of people. There's definitely potential for them to turn things around. I mean, it's only day 2 of group stage, and like we talked about, if you're bottom of the group, you are out. So they have to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, and you know, everybody
10
loves
seconds
a little bit of an
remaining.
underdog. Excuse me, and it would be really great to
5
see them
seconds
come back in
remaining.
this game. Last game. Jeez, drank too much Coke Zero today. That's a shout
that's
out for no
okay, yeah.
reason. I'm sorry.
Dire
Shout out.
Don't repeat it. But anyway.
team pick.
In a game like the last game that we just had, you know, GGing out, I see a lot of pro teams just doing that kind of early so that they can move on. I don't know how Thunder Predator is mentally handling that from last game, but Thunder used to be a pro player that was good. When you're kind of getting spanked, is it better to play it
10
out and
seconds
talk about the
remaining.
next game or something, or is it better to just let's get the hell out of here and get ready?
5
If everybody
seconds
feels like the
remaining.
game is lost, it's best to GG
Radiant
out, I think.
team.
I understand. So there's like two ways of looking at it. The one is the game isn't over until the throne falls, but that is only really true if
Dire
you
team
are
banned.
consistently and continuously looking for an opportunity to come back, right?
see.
If Thunder Predator in that game felt like they had a chance of coming back, then I think it's great they play until the throne falls. But I don't think you need to religiously have this like mantra or whatever you want to call it, that okay, we will play out every game until the absolute bitter end, because
10
it's just like it's
seconds
just mental
remaining.
fatigue, right?
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're getting beat down and you feel like it's hopeless, you're not coming back, you're just
5
wasting
seconds
energy
remaining.
Yeah.
that you could funnel into the next game.
It depends on
So
how many games you have left as well. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot
for
of
sure.
variables that go into play for something like that, for sure.
If it's your absolute last game, if you lose, you obviously play.
Oh, of
right? Then
course.
you have nothing to carry on into the next game if you lose. but-
Radiant team ban.
for the most part, like a game like the last one, I don't want to read into it too much, like, but I think probably 5 to 10 minutes before that game ended, it was really, really rough. Especially, yeah, when we were 2 or 3 minutes away from the end there, it was fine to GG out, honestly.
10
and
seconds remaining.
It can both be a positive and a negative thing that they didn't.
Dire
I
team
think it's more
ban.
important just focus on the next game. We have a totally different opener, by the way. Last game, Thunder Predator first pick tied. This time around, it's IG with the first pick who took Lion. And Thunder Predator's response is Nature's Prophet Shaker. Nature's Prophet isn't very popular right now,
No.
but Shaker is.
Yeah.
And I wonder why they want Nature's Prophet
10
this
seconds
early. Maybe it's a
remaining.
flex pick for them. They play at 5 and 3.
Yep.
Could be a potential
5
thing,
seconds
but
Potentially
remaining.
inspired by OG as well. That's
But
flips
Tide-
the crap out of the map with Nature's Prophet.
Tide is a really bad matchup for Nature's Prophet, though, in lane.
Well, that's why you go to the
Team
jungle, you
ban.
cliff jungle. Cinderella.
Level
Yeah.
1.
TI-10 cliff jungling.
Let's
yes,
go. No.
Very, very bad.
But no, this hero is really interesting, especially picking it early. A lot of utility with the Agnum Scepter now and being able to like root all over the place. But whenever I see a early Nature's Prophet, I'm thinking like global strat.
10
you know?
seconds
Getting some
remaining.
Spectre going on, and Lord forbid, but perhaps stuff like a
5 seconds
Zeus, which
remaining.
is just a dead hero right now. But it's an interesting flex pick in that way that, you know, it gets... It's almost like it scares the other team into being like, why is this here, and what should we pick to stop it from being a good combo? I don't
Right.
know. I like that.
I actually have a really important question to ask Slacks, Cinder, and I apologize.
Yep. I believe
you know how with every cosmetic that's put into the
Dire
game, there's
team
new
ban.
lore that gets attached.
Absolutely.
basically, right?
Yeah. Well,
So can you, for the most part, can you tell me what the
least
lore
part,
of the
but-
fish that Tidehunter's holding right now? Because it's able to go to other dimensions, as we can see.
mm-hmm.
Half of it's showing right now, and the other half is in another dimension. Can you tell me what the lore is?
Absolutely. So the fish is actually
10 seconds
default. I
remaining.
don't know if you know this, but it's not. You just describe what happens when new
yeah.
items are
5
released. and
seconds
So it's
remaining.
just part of his actual lore.
It's part of his actual lore.
Okay.
Yeah. And the lore of that is that Tidehunter used to be in a fish tank. Kunkka's fish, actually. Pirate in his captain's quarters. Tidehunter was in there as a little minnow, and there was another fish, and he burrowed into it and ate its inside. I'm making
Oh,
all of this up.
that's
You're so gullible.
Very interesting.
You're looking at me
I
like
still believe you.
like a stupid child as I tell them a lie. You're a grown man.
I
I know
have
the
no response.
The actual lore is that it is Slark's baby that
Oh
he is
my
slapping
God.
around.
so
Dragging
he
around
ate
the
Slark's
battlefield.
baby. I think that's a little graphic for. This is TI-10.
This
by
is
the way.
TI-10.
TI-10 group stage casting, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know the lore of the fish, Shannon. Look it up.
Okay.
There
Thank
is
you.
none. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to get a little bit back to the Nature's Prophet against Tide matchup because if you're no matter which roles these two heroes play, the lane matchup for Tide is just really good. If it's 5 Nature's Prophet against 3 Tide, Tide gets a couple of ults in Kraken Shell, Treants don't even exist. It's like they aren't there. You just block 100% of their damage.
Yep.
If it's Nature's Prophet position 3 against Tide 3, it's a similar story. And those are basically the positions you're going to
Dire
find them in,
team
except it
pick.
could even be Nature's Prophet 3 against Tide 5, and then it's even a similar situation there.
Radiant team
So
pick.
I think specifically for IG, this Tide is largely just a counter pick to the NP, so
now
that
you
they
got
can
your
lane
break.
against him no matter what. That's true. Viper could go to the side lane that Tide is in and provide some potential kills with Nether Toxin.
Then the Treants do something.
They do, but they would not be laning together. I think
They're
if Viper's
very strong together.
if Viper's in a side lane, he's going to be playing with Shaker.
I'm
5
pretty
seconds
excited. This looks like
remaining.
some comfort picks too coming out for Thunder Predator,
Yep.
which is good stuff. I mean, in a situation like this, you just got kind of spanked. What do? You worry about it? Nah. Pick the heroes you like playing, get some unique strats going, and see if you can beat them in a different way. So
I mean, that is something I learned as well with, the digital chaos
oh
history
boy.
and whatnot.
Here we go.
That sometimes going back to the drawing board and going with your comfort picks actually helps a lot. Because sometimes when you're trying to prep for teams, you overthink
Yeah.
people are especially as years have gone on, the
Radiant
evolution of
team
Dota
pick.
and how you prepare for teams. It's almost too much information to process. So sometimes just ignoring it, ignorance is bliss to a degree sometimes, right? Of course, if you pick Slark mid like we did in the finals, then you're going to lose.
Yes.
You already know that when it happens, but that's because we were broken. right?
Ignorance is bliss, not
10 seconds remaining.
snorting glue and picking Slark lit mid.
That's right.
not bliss.
Shout out to
5
Weehaw.
seconds
Sorry,
remaining.
One of my favorite players of all time, but not Slark mid. No.
Okay. It's exactly what he said in the backstage. I remember he went, no. And then they did it anyway.
No, don't do it.
All right, so we say a Lycan again. A little shape-shifting, biting boy. Last game, interesting stuff there. We going to see that same kind of play style this time?
We're going to see it on the different team.
Right.
IG might play it with a more traditional pairing. I say traditional, but, for this patch, I don't think it's usually Wraith King you see it with. It's been Tiny, it's been Monkey King. Both of those, I believe, are banned, so it will probably be something else later on, but I don't think it's going to be the Wraith King.
Probably.
Like the Lycan, I don't think
yeah,
I wouldn't say it was the Lycan felt fine. It's just they got up to such a rough start he could never itemize to get that Ags, right?
Yeah, he
got
went
the
Overlord,
snowing.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
He went Overlord and then got the Ags, but when he got the Ags, they were so far
5
behind that the
seconds
game was
Did
kind
he
of
actually
lost.
finish Ags?
I think he did, and then they lost. I
Okay.
think he had it
So it's
for
like
the
one fight.
absolutely final fight, or he had it in his quick buy and
Right.
almost had the gold. Like, that's where we were at. So,
Okay.
gonna see the Storm here from IG targeting both Shaker and Nature's Prophet. It's a super mobile hero that can jump backlines, and that is some of the things that Shaker really hates facing because the hero largely relies on standing behind the fight, waiting for it to develop, and then landing your stun combination. Storm with Orchid can really make your life difficult. Also a hero that can largely ignore Viper's existence. Just isn't mobility based in the same way as other mobile heroes are. It's not about running, it's just jumping around.
Sorry.
Terribly against Lycan, good pick. Classic matchup. Reflection's nice. You have heavy single target damage. You have high armor. So you face very well up against that hero. But I feel like the Storm Spirit matchup isn't necessarily the
10
best
seconds
for
remaining.
Terrorblade, especially considering there's a Lion on the field who, first of all, can
5
mana drain
seconds
your
remaining.
illusions away instantly, and secondly, provides that instant lockdown that Storm can kill you in, and you're playing without a save. Shaker is kind of like pseudo-save, but it's not,
Right.
Oracle or Omni Knight or something like this that could just keep you nice and safe in the fight.
I will say,
Shadow
though,
Demon.
Thunder Predator, though, this is a great game for the old Naughty Roddy. They're out of Atos. You know, you grab yourself a Lycan, grab yourself a Storm Spirit, huh? Is Rod of Atos
Very
still
good
on?
item on Viper here.
Exactly.
It is for sure.
So
Also good against Tide, so you can keep him in Toxin.
Exactly. You know what I'm
Fire
saying?
team
So if we get that
banned.
Naughty Roddy,
I
things
think
might
you're
not
the
be so
only
bad.
person in the world who calls it Naughty Ruddy.
Well,
All right, so
Radiant
yesterday
team
Suns
banned.
fans started calling a bad an Abby,
yeah.
and I hated it. What do you think?
I don't know why he hates it. It's a term of endearment.
It's a beautiful name.
Yeah, but he's not an endearment-worthy hero.
I think he is.
Endearment worthy?
I think he.
What kind of
he's
cruel
one of
robot
my-
are you?
He's one of my favorite heroes.
He's not even worth endearment?
10 seconds remaining.
Not
He's
even a
in-
strong emotion. It's a
Slacks.
weak emotion.
All right, Slacks, would you hug a Nazgul?
A Nazgul? I don't know what that is.
That's from
All
Lord
right,
of the
it's
Rings.
one of the 7 riders in Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
That is basically what this guy is.
Normie lore.
Yeah, so
Well, if you're nice to him, maybe he's nice to you. You ever think about that?
yeah.
yeah, maybe
robot.
that's all they had to do. Or they could have just cheated
10
with the
seconds
Eagles from the start and
remaining.
thrown in the ring and be done with it.
That's
I guess
true.
they didn't do
That
that.
is a slight little
5 seconds remaining.
What, would they have grown on
loophole
that
in the
journey?
story.
No, they wouldn't. I guess it wasn't possible.
Team pick.
You see?
Okay. Morph ban. I don't know if IG would have gone that route. I mean, obviously,
They
we're,
still want a bite target.
we're
right?
focusing a lot on the bite target, but I don't think it's a necessity. If there's a really good carry pick, I still think that trumps the focus on the Eggs. Lycan can go for other items. You can go Helm of the
10
Overlord into
seconds
AC. You could even go some sort of a different, just right-click build.
5 seconds remaining.
Entirely. So I don't think the right-click builds are particularly good against Terrorblade, so Lycan will probably still play a role of going on the backline or split pushing. But I actually do like the Morphling ban. He could have turned into Shaker. He's good against Terrorblade. I think there's a lot of very big upsides, and also it's Fly. It's arguably his single best hero for IG, so I actually very much like that ban.
You know, Suns fan, I will share with you some
Dire
more.
team
Did you actually know that Viper is a female? He has udders. So if you look down at the bottom there, you can see his udders.
You can milk venom out of him?
You can milk Viper and make milk.
Is it milk or venom?
There's only one way to find out.
Well,
10
maybe the new
seconds
cosmetic will
remaining.
shed light on that very important lore to come.
I definitely hope so.
So
but
you're saying I can
5
go into the
seconds
cosmetic, like if I
remaining.
make a set, I can make the udders bigger to actually be able to see them.
I'm not going to touch that
Go
one.
ahead. Select your hero.
TI-10 group stage, everybody.
All right.
All right.
Just lore.
just
All right,
just
we're going to see a Leo-style puck. So
Again.
obviously good against Storm, theoretically, if you can get the coil off. But
Yep.
we'll see how it works out. But we're
Good
going to be
lane
able to
matchup,
see
too.
a Troll Warlord, which been seeing a lot more than I thought we would, in all honesty. But a lot of it is because, you know, heroes like Tiny are banned basically every game. Unless I'm not casting it, then it's picked every game, it seems.
You'd be happy to know Tide swapped out the fish.
Yep, that's right. He's
got something else.
He's
which
got
I
the
don't know what it is.
interdimensional shark head, the hammerhead shark.
Neat.
Very nice.
And a rock in the punk rock mohawk.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's a 5 Tide, by the way, as well for IG this
Yeah,
time.
we've been seeing a lot of that this tournament.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen more position 5s than 3s.
10
Yeah,
seconds
just
remaining.
because it's getting counterpicked, right? They don't want to play it as core against Viper, so don't
5
have to do
seconds
it.
remaining.
What this ends up happening, or ends up resulting in, is probably that Flyfall will be playing Troll against Viper. I don't know exactly how this lane matchup goes. You would feel like Viper's a really good hero against Troll on level 6. It's a hero that's completely reliant on movement and attack, and you just get ruined by Viper, traditionally, those heroes. But maybe the laning stage is actually decent for Troll. Viper isn't the strongest hero in level 1 and 2, and that's when Troll really shines with Tide, right? So maybe you can just bully them in that top lane. Gonna have to wait and see. I think Leo style will have a better time in mid this time as well, so that's a good bright spot for Thunder Predator. His last game against Emo in that mid lane, the Lina got pretty far ahead. Should not be the case with Storm. You can't really dominate Puck in any way. It's just a raw last hit lane where Puck has an advantage of range and an advantage of spell casting for offensive purposes. So I think Leo style should be entering a better game this time.
Real talk, I think Thunder Predator is looking pretty good. They have a lot of options this game. Last game, not a lot of
I like
options.
the draft better as well. I definitely
I
do.
actually think that they can take this one, which would be super hype. I mean, that would mean a lot to this team in their current bracket prediction. So you might believe in the underdog. You might believe in the underhorse as we go into the game. Look at that Mohawk. These guys are ready to party, and that
He's ready to drop the base.
That's an Arcana.
26, level 26 comfort hero.
Wow,
Absolutely.
All right, if there's ever going to be a game that Thunder Predator could win, I think this one might be it, gentlemen. I like the draft. I like the thoughts. I like the style. Let's get it on.
You know,
You really
I don't know if
should
we're allowed.
prepare for
Are we,
battle.
can we do these?
Just put it away, Shannon.
Okay.
They're not even supposed to be there.
I know. I keep forgetting to disable.
That's okay.
Very sorry. Very big apologies for me. IG gonna smoke up already. See if they get a nice ward spot, or perhaps a potential level 1 kill as the cheers are there.
Before we
Both
get too much
respective teams.
into the fighting, I want to mention one more thing.
I might not have time. Cinder.
I think I do.
I
I don't.
no.
Maybe. Okay, we'll wait.
There's the ward. Kaka onto the high ground now. The Wolves scouting things out. We know exactly where this is. And there is Moods. He's going to get slow with the whirling axes and the gush. And likely will fall here as a first blood. Frank trying to help out
Nice
as much
block.
as he can, but Moods will fall regardless. First blood to Fly, which as your position 1, can't ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, really good job from JT. That last wolf actually blocked
this
a
on?
very good amount to get that kill on the Shaker. And the Shaker has boots, by the way. That makes it harder to get that body block off, so nicely done. What I was going to say for Thunder Predator is when they were having their good run at the Singapore Major, I think MNZ on Terrorblade was one of the biggest upsides for this team that carried them to multiple victories. So I think, again, like we talked about, when things aren't going so well in the groups, you go to your comfort zone, you go to your best heroes and play that. And there's just so many of their S tier heroes here, right? It's MNZ Terrorblade, it's the Shaker for Moose.
Yep.
I think Frank's Viper has honestly been decent. It's not one of his most played heroes, I think, but just his play style overall, I like this for. Leo style Puck wasn't the best in the last game, but it's still, again, it is a comfort pick with a better laning stage this time. Damn, someone is really cheering hard right now. They just can't get
I
enough
hope
of this
it never
creep
stops.
block.
It's like having
the mid lane.
It's like having spectators. It's great.
It is good.
Absolutely love it. I hope for the main stage they copy the NBA and just have people's faces on screens.
I hope
That would
this,
be the dream.
I hope this cheering meta of just cheering carries over to when we get lands back. And people just start cheering randomly in the audience at live events for just totally
I
arbitrary
think
reasons.
instead of that, it would be better if instead of using their energy to cheer, because as we go into the future, we need to conserve more energy, not just from industry standards and whatnot, but from the physical side as well. So they will use their phones to cheer
Okay.
digitally, despite being there in person. What do you guys think of that future dystopian thought?
Sorry. Stupidest thing ever. Gee willikers.
Thank
that was
you.
dumb. Hey, nice deny there, but okay. How we looking on last hits and denies? Looks
It
like
literally just started.
Yeah.
okay. It's important
It
in the
just
mid lane.
began.
In the mid lane, it's important.
It is already shaping up pretty well for Thunder Predator compared to game number 1. I think all 3 of their lanes this time around should have a pretty good time. Terrorblade, like we talked about, great hero against Lycan, so this lane matchup should just allow him to farm. And the bottom lane, Viper and Shaker against Tide Troll. The most important thing for Moose here is to not throw away the Fissure incorrectly. You need to have it to protect Viper in situations like this. And then you can reset.
Beautiful.
And once you get a couple of levels on Viper, you might be able to even take the fight to them when they try to engage. But you got to be wary of the spacing. If Troll gets the melee whirling axes on Viper, he's really suffering. If not, he just wins the trade, I think. Look at this aggression from IG, just really going in. Another gush. Fissure is ready again, so gonna have another block off.
So right there, they're just trying to get mana out of the Earthshaker, right? Because if he's just not able to cast Fissure, they know that they can kill that Viper at any second. So they're just trying to spam as much as possible.
Oh, Leo style. Yeah, he's going to get the courier snipe, dodges an attack as well. It's going to take a little damage as a result, but very nicely done for him. And Emo without a courier now for another minute and a half or so. Definitely Thunder Predator off to a better start than we saw last game. All right, Cinder, talk to me about this, because this is something I don't have that much experience with, because our team never woke up very early. But when you're waking up as a first game of the day,
Right.
like how much does that affect your play potentially?
This is the second game of the day.
I'm talking about the first game they
Oh,
played.
no matter when you wake up, just the
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I feel like a lot of the time it's just a bad excuse that people like to use. And sometimes having a bad excuse for yourself can be good for your confidence, right? Like you can just have this like false sense of, okay, I messed up, but
Yeah.
I have this external thing to blame it on, so I just play better next game and don't get tilted.
Placebo, basically.
Yeah,
You see
basically
one of the axes
self-placebo.
come out,
Oh,
Frank.
nice spacing from Frank.
There's the
He's
slow
gonna kill
onto
Flyfly here, I think.
Flyfly. Like he's going to stand his ground. The whirling axes finishes
will
him off,
die.
and now Moose really wants to take out Flyfly at the very least. And they will do so. So a trade of sorts.
So what I will say, though, I don't think this whole first game of the day thing is as big, but I think players peak at different times in the day. Just like there's morning and evening people, it's the same thing in any competitive discipline. So let's say you have your first game of the day, and it's at 7 in the evening. If you're an evening person, I feel like the first game of the day excuse is just bad. But if you're a morning person and it's late, you might play better if you have the earlier games. And that's just, you know, it's part of it. And it's adjusting to that situation. It might sound silly, but it really is a thing. It's also a thing in physical sports, right? When teams travel, especially to combat jet lag.
Are you saying Dota is not a physical sport?
I guess.
I think what you're looking for is traditional sports.
Okay.
Cinderin.
I would call this an e-sport, but you do you.
This game is very physically demanding.
Yeah.
I believe in this lane they're trying to make a hot tub stream for Twitch. They keep spamming the in the top lane, the different sprays to try to get the sprays into the hot tub. So they're working together.
That's a cute rubber ducky. I like that one.
Yeah.
What's the animal in there? Is that Morphling's remodel?
Yes.
That's definitely more pixels than the original. Kale's going to hit MNZ. And looking at his CS, 30 and 15 versus the 19
doing really well.
and 6 for Fly. So we're going to be seeing, in all likelihood, a much different game this time around, which is good to see.
And also his direct lane opponent, right? We're comparing carry to carry here, but in the lane itself, he's 31 and 15 against 15 for 3. So absolutely dwarfing the Lycan. As is expected, I will say this is a Terrorblade favorite lane, but I think he's maybe doing slightly better than you could hope. So really, really good start here from MNZ. And obviously this is something that's always interesting when you have carries like Terrorblade, right? Is that ability to go to the jungle. Like, when do you do it? If you're owning in lane and having a great time, do you maybe not go jungle until level 6, level 7? If you're struggling, you see Terrorblades go jungle level 4, right? And he's not interested in that right now because things are great. He's farming a lot. I think Leostyle will be fine here.
Emo just hits level 6, so he has a level advantage, and you are incorrect, Cinder.
I am completely right.
Oh, and he might get taken out now. Emo! Nice dodge from Leostyle. Emo's just going to TP out. Cinderin is right, everybody.
Idiot.
Yep.
Meanwhile, a death bottom.
Oh, troll. Oh.
Troll.
17.
There's Troll.
He
Got
kept
him.
ticking on poison. Okay, MNZ getting a little bit blocked here, but really good wolves around, actually. He's going to start turning around onto Kaka. Has to back off, but they got a lot of harassment and damage in there. Nicely done from IG in the top lane.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun lane up here in the top lane with the Lion. I didn't think about that versus the Terrorblade already. Just kind of hunting him down, sucking those illusions, instantly dispelling them. It doesn't seem like a lot, but Terrorblade really does need to get money pretty quick, so I like it.
It's kind of crazy when you look at the net worth, by the way. Troll is ahead of Terrorblade, and it's just it's the 3 kills of which one was First Blood, right? So while Fly's farm doesn't look nearly as impressive as that of the Terrorblade, the bottom lane
Orb
just
has been used from Leostyle. Let's see if they want to take advantage of this. Emo's full on mana. Kaka's on the sideline as well, but Moose in the river. Can be found by Ollie to start things out. If there's a kill on Lycan in the meantime, but Moose gets off a nice fissure. But there's the Electric Vortex and likely a kill to follow here.
Who will they give it to?
He wanted to take it, but Emo's expended most of his mana. Probably the right choice here. So Lycan died in the top lane to, I guess, it was just a 2v1 then, MJZ.
All right.
Do you know what these 496 gaming voice lines mean?
Not at all.
They're some of my favorites in the game. I love the sound of them, but I have no idea what they're saying.
I don't either. It's kind of like some beautiful ASMR, you know?
Oh, I love it.
It's Dota ASMR for us.
Don't say those words when Shannon's here. We need to have him focused.
It's okay. I have what they call tingle immunity.
What?
So it's really hard to get ASMR from me unless I take like a couple months off. Or I just listen to really aggressive ASMR, which is kind of the opposite of ASMR.
Oh,
so anyway, Coil buys the
Good
JT.
silence.
This could be his second death of the game. He's kind of surrounded, but TP's
Oh,
on IG
no.
are here. Anchor smash on MNZ. He's not going to do too much damage. MJZ in the meantime does get the tower, but falls shortly after. And now the chase is on to this Terrorblade. There's the Hex. Fly has come with the Whirling Axes, and MNZ will fall as well. So a 2-for-0, but at the very least, they do get that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, it looked promising, but Lycan is deceptively tanky with the Helm of the Dawn Crown, and then you do put yourself in a very jeopardized position there between the towers. So in hindsight, unnecessary. They could have got the tower without losing heroes there, probably. But I guess now Terrorblade goes jungle, right? He's got the level 6 and taking the tower. He could try to TP bottom and look for aggressive plays down there and pushing that one. I don't think it's time for that just yet. He is gauging his options. Will TP bot, but I think he's going triangle. Nope. Actually, just straight onto the next objective. All right. Thunder Predator are not really playing the heavy farming terribly right now. It is just one tower to the next.
Yep.
They hungry.
Playing high pressure here with the Nature's Prophet. I like it, but I feel like it's a pretty high-risk play if, let's say, IG were to find a fight down here. You've just blown out all of the steam of your lineup. But it looks like it will just be a tower trade with Lycan top together with Troll.
It's risky, my friend. It's risky. You know, you can trade some towers, but should Thunder Predator win this fight, that's their ticket back in. So, you know, it's the Titans measuring. Should they? Oh my God!
Have the coil, Viper Strike to follow, Hex coming out from Kaka in the meantime.
Oh,
Ollie
good
with a
Ravage.
big Ravage, and down goes Puck. Emo is still alive. Looks like he will survive through the day. Kaka might not be so lucky, but Frank is out of mana. The last right click, no mischance for him. Back into the high ground he goes. Emo wants to continue on, it seems, as looks like Troll has made his way here. Moose gets off his ult, but little avail as Frank attempts to TP out. Ain't happening. Double kill for Emo. And this is going to be yet another tower for IG, which when you have a Lycan, when you have a Troll, this is what's going to happen every single time you win any kind of engagement.
That is such a crucial Ravage. If that comes out half a second later, the Storm is dead. They needed to stop the Enchant Totem
Leo
from Shaker from
style.
going out,
Oh
and they
boy.
did. Yep, that's...
Orbs out, Fly in the vicinity, gets the Whirling Axes off as well. Emo and Ollie basically out of mana, and there's
Getting
the Orb.
lucky there, no net.
Doesn't take it all the way though, so the Whirling Axes will continue to slow. And there's
Still
the
dead.
Gush into the death, so very, very
Oof.
untimely mistake there from Thunder Predator. Just
And it-
a little bit maybe over-aggressive with that TP. Now JT on the run, looks like he's good to go though.
Yeah, some
And they
sad
didn't really
stuff.
save the tower either, it went down regardless.
Yeah, they had such a better laning lineup, you know. They seemed like they were doing good in the laning stage, but things just started falling apart super quickly. That Troll Warlord has just been on it
Going to
all
see the replay
game.
here, by the way. Notice how Shaker is about to enchant Totem here and gets Ravaged. If that enchant Totem goes through, Storm dies. So really, really clutch there from Ollie. And it really changes the trajectory of this fight, because if that Ravage is half a second late, Ollie or Emo's dead and Kaka's dead, and then they run down the tide and they 3-for-0. And now instead they end up losing the fight and a tower. So that's what half a second can do in Dota sometimes. That's a 2,000 to 3,000 gold difference with half a second of Ravage.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, looking at the discrepancy in farm between the Storm and Puck, quite drastic. Leo style has yet to finish any actual item right now. With those couple deaths now. Emo in the meantime,
is
3 and
suffering.
0. Yeah, I thought it was not great, obviously, but I didn't realize he just didn't have literally any combined items right now.
No, he is really... Wait.
I feel like there's something missing.
Yeah, did his courier die?
No, I don't think so. But
It's
Kaka
flying out with
gonna
just
take
some-
illusory orb, but no connection there. As Leo style waning rifts to the other side. Gets the coil off just in a defensive measure. Probably needed to save his life.
It's fine, he traded for Shapeshift. It's not too bad.
And the Moose might be in some trouble.
That man just sent
Surrounded.
his courier after him. That was terrifying.
Centaur stun,
Oh.
and there is Kaka's first charge of Finger of Death.
Moose has been having a rough series, fam. Rough series so far.
1 and 5, and he is going Arcane Boots first on Shaker, which means that dagger is very far away. Sometimes we see Shakers go Brown Boots and a lot of Clarities, because if you look at the math for Soul Ring, or sorry, for Arcane Boots or Soul Ring rather, you need to use them quite a lot of Clarities before that costs the same as Arcane Boots. That is 16 Clarities.
Wow, that's a big number. I'm never buying
obviously-
Arcanes again.
Obviously, the Arcanes also help your teammates.
Who cares about that?
And gives you a better mana pool, which is nice. But
Whatever.
Yep, that's true.
I'm a Clarities only boy
Slacks,
now.
you said you're never buying Arcane Boots again, but they're an integral part of your 5 Boots Veno. So I know you're lying,
That
and you will
is
be buying them
true.
again.
Alright.
Middle tower
That's
is
a
under
forbidden
attack.
build, Cinder. I don't know why you keep telling people about the forbidden build, but
It
You
made
know,
a big
the one
impression
Boots,
on me.
He didn't go treads though. I
Strange
noticed
to
that. I don't
say.
know what his issue with treads was.
What I'll say, Slacks, is if you were in my game in a pub
yeah.
and you went for that build, that's instant avoid list. So I would have not played with you again.
Oh,
It
the
was
stomp.
Unranked
MNZ is
party.
in a lot of trouble. Well, gets the Sunder off, so Emo has to be a little bit careful.
Oh,
That
the
will zip
coil.
away. The coil a little bit too late though.
They might still get him.
Yeah,
he's out of mana.
completely out of mana. Inside the Sprout,
He's
uses
dead.
the last of it now.
He's toast.
in the tree.
He's a
so
goner.
They bit off a little bit too much to chew, as is my everyday life.
Yep. Wait, what?
I bit off more than I could chew.
Okay.
That's a more literal sense though. So. All right, so
Take
big
smaller bites.
kill for Thunder Predator. That's one way back into the game.
Yeah.
But still a 4K net worth lead for IG, and this is without a Doom. So despite the better start for Thunder Predator, I feel like this is more one-sided actually at this stage than last game.
Yes and no, just because the Terrorblade is still rich, and this hero with this amount of net worth can still overcome these kind of deficits.
Okay.
The effective, like, the biggest problem here is Puck, really, being this poor,
Ooh.
I think. Okay, nice silence. Getting out there. But what Puck can offer, even in a poor game, is still the lockdown, right? You can still have the silence and the stun, and that is enough for Terrorblade to wail away at people if the control is there. So, just from a lineup perspective, this is not as concerning for me as the last game was at the 3 or 4K gold lead for Doom, because the writing on the wall in that game was just, IG's going to crush them in fights, right? So I'm still relatively hopeful for Thunder Predator here. I think Moose needs to get the dagger before minute 20, if possible, so he has to go and find some farm, but the issue is you're playing against the Storm. He can kill you on lanes when you're farming here on your own. So he has to find some way of picking up that dagger. Do you like the Glimmer Cape on MJC, by the way? First item, Glimmer, no boots. Nature's Prophet.
No. I mean, it's a save measure to TP, and
This is the anti-Slacks build, no boots, right?
All right, just look at that spray. It looks like he has a hand growing out of his forehead.
that's fantastic. And his other hand is
that
trying
is
to
a
stop
growth
it.
and a half.
That
right
is
there.
actually, that does not look good. See your doctor if you experience this in your own lives at home. This is not good.
That is grotesque indeed.
I love that you can
looking
put
in the
sprays
mirror.
like that on the trees.
repeat myself.
Oh,
All right, well, Ollie about 1,000 away from finishing his Blink Dagger. Emo, as we just saw, picked up the Aegis. And I mean, that's the beauty of having Lycan and Troll is you can get those early Roches once you have this general advantage, and you're going to get Tier 2 tower as well. Fly, we haven't really talked about his itemization, but Falcon Blade, Maelstrom, and I mean, what is he going for next?
probably BKB.
There is certain to be
Looks like Leo Style is just picking off couriers here.
You might think twice about BKB because you're against Viper, but I still think the value of having it against Shaker Puck is just too high.
Oh, he's trying to TP out, but Emo finds him with Kaka in the vicinity as well. Doesn't have Finger, though. Not enough mana, but results in a kill nonetheless.
Puck's doing the right job, though, right? Trying to cut those lanes. And there it is, the Naughty Roddy coming out for my boy Viper. Could this be the turnaround, the lockdown that they need into that sassy little spit up?
Gonna try to go for Ollie. There's the break. Enchant Totem. Fissure as well. The right clicks from MJZ. There's the Ravage, though, connects onto all three shortly after dies, but now Fly attempting to clean this up. Doesn't have any reinforcements here, though, but he is by far the strongest hero of these three.
The
MJZ,
Glimmer
the
King.
Glimmer, this is what he was going for.
Yes!
He'll be successful.
That was great for Thunder Predator. They kill Tide, they get TP, they survive, get out. I think MNZ in the meantime also killed the courier. He's almost completed BKB. So just killing off the illusion there. So I think if you're IG, you probably want to ramp up the pace a little bit, even without Ravage. Look for some kills with your Storm, and make sure you get value out of Aegis. There's 2.5 minutes left. You want to get something more done with this if possible. And for Thunder Predator, if you can outlast this Aegis, get the Puck as well as Shaker daggers, you're actually hitting a pretty powerful moment in just 2 minutes here. That could really swing things around. I would have liked to see the Atos 2 or 3 minutes ago for Frank. I think with the start you had in the lane, this is a slightly slow timer for this. But still, it will connect with the Terrorblade BKB, which is nice. He can use the Atos to kill in as well. And obviously they do have all of their other control in addition to it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
IG
Still think it looks better than last game for Thunder Predator. I really do. Obviously still IG favored, but Moose really wants that dagger.
No!
He was 50 gold away. Shannon, thank you for catching that finger of death in the tree line
to
by.
be fair, as a non-observer, I've missed 2 kills in 2 games. That's pretty good.
That is
Both
pretty
of
good.
them are from this game, and it will only get worse.
Okay, then it's not so good.
Okay. So Fly and company, we see the helm of the Overlord now on the big ancient black dragon. Everybody's favorite creep. It looks like Goofy.
Is
Yep.
that Goofy?
Like the face. It looks like Goofy.
That looks like Toothless, but he's got big teeth.
Toothless looks absolutely nothing like that. He has a much wider face.
That looks like
It's
Toothless.
Toothless and Goofy combined, maybe.
Radiant's top
All
tower
right, that's maybe a little too old to use. Emo, basically out of mana, but obviously still with that Aegis, so not really in any harm's way.
Leo Style will finish the dagger here with this orb. So 18-minute dagger for Puck, 18-minute dagger for Shaker, BKB on Terrorblade, Viper Atos. It's honestly, it's go time as soon as this Aegis expires. 50 seconds. I think Thunder Predator are making a big mistake not trying to fight when this Aegis expires. They gotta go.
Well, if you're IG, are you trying to fight right now with this Aegis? I assume so, or at least trying to get this tower.
Yeah, you try to get the tower for sure.
And then Orchid is on the way for Emo as well. So that's going to be a potential reveal.
He has no defensive item though. Keep that in mind. If he gets caught by Atos or a Fissure or a Coil, he kind of dies. He doesn't have that Yule or the BKB. So definitely possible. IG obviously expanding their lead, and we're talking a lot about it from Thunder Predator's perspective of coming back in this one. IG are obviously looking great and are keeping it up. MJC's going to be found here by Kaka. This should be an Echo Slam though.
Slam, fly,
Salami!
His ult, down he goes. Blink dagger reveals. Don't get much better than that. Double kill for MNZ to start this thing out. Ollie with the Ravage a little bit too late to save his comrade. But at the very least, it's a 2-for-1 to start things out. MNZ pops that BKB, just working on the illusions for now. It looks like this fight has completely dissipated. Definitely a good reveal, though, for Thunder Predator.
A little bit of a panic BKB there. There's actually no spells left. Storm had used everything, and the Ravage was used, so he didn't need to use BKB, and now he doesn't have it.
Yeah, they want to try to get this Terrorblade kill, and they'll do just that in addition to Nature's Prophet. So sticking around a little bit too long is Thunder Predator.
Man, that BKB was just costly. It's the only reason that opportunity exists for Emo, right? So taking full advantage of that. Nicely done. The Storm.
That's so tough, man. Thunder Predator, they look so good in that fight. I was about to say this could be the one that they finally come back from, but just overplaying their hands a little bit, getting a little excited. It's got to be so hard to be a pro player and know, boys, we were just strong, but we need to run for our lives right now, right?
It also doesn't necessarily feel like it, right? Because they got all of Storm's mana pool, it looked like, and yeah, you've used your BKB, but you still have teammates around. I think if MJZ is a little bit closer with the Glimmer, maybe he doesn't die to the Storm.
Leo style.
But it is very much up to the, at this level of play, the small things become very big all of a sudden.
No comment. So, Leo style in the trees. He didn't break the smoke. I thought he was in a precarious spot, but IG with that smoke will just end up farming. But still taking
Kaka
control.
play.
Kaka, yeah, didn't get the instant hex off, but into the he actually did not. Where the hell did he go? My camera is so very well trained, as you can tell, years away from the observing game, but Flying Company looks like they're just focusing on the tier 2 tower.
MJZ bot. No dust on Storm.
All right. He's going to reveal himself here, but Frank and company are in the vicinity. There's the Atos like we talked about, and the stun lock to follow, but it's just not enough.
Give him the
Emo
spit.
is ticking out the Viper Strike. Looks like he'll be fine.
I really like that bait from MJZ. He glimmered, and then he turned around and attacked once and turned back like he was misclicking or something, which set up for the Fissure as well as Atos. But unfortunately there for Thunder Predator, I think they stacked their stuns a little bit. The Fissure and Atos were on top of each other, and they were lacking that little bit extra, and now MJZ will die.
Yeah, he has his TP, but too many cancels, and there's Kaka's third charge. A Finger of Death.
The stinky pinky grows worse and worse.
Oh my God. Echo Slam, and that is another death for Fly. So Moo's doing a really good job of setting up these kills on that position 1. And if you look at the farm discrepancy, this is going to just boost the Terrorblade even more now.
Yeah, if only Roche was up now, they would actually get it.
Yeah,
no buyback control, and they found a DD rune in the river. They will give the bottle over to MNZ, so he can hold on to this for 2 minutes, and maybe with an early Roche.
5, 4,
will it happen?
3.
Will they check?
2s.
We'll see what it is.
The Roche will spawn in 2 minutes.
Okay, not even close.
Okay.
So average spawn time.
Is it average a minute 30?
That is correct.
Okay. You need to
I'm honestly impressed that you did that math.
Recalibrate.
According to my mathematics, they should have approximately 1 second to pop that BKB when Roshan spawns.
Wow. Very well done.
Your mathematics.
According to
Your mathematics are wrong.
What do you mean?
He picked up the bounty rune way before Roach
How
spawned.
you don't know that?
That is true. I do not know that.
Thank you.
I thought you were talking about the DD.
We were. But
There
you
it
don't know.
is.
Yes.
It's in the bottle still,
Yep.
guys. I don't know if you've noticed that.
It will pop it.
This, by
He
the way,
doesn't
provides,
understand, Slex.
This
What are we
provides
supposed
double
to do?
damage.
Sunspot has yet to grasp how bottles and Dota
What can
work.
we do?
He picked it up.
I remember when bottles were first introduced back in my day.
They should do an upgraded bottle.
Oh, the original bottle couldn't pick up runes.
That's right.
I thought that was its entire purpose was to pick up runes.
The original bottle couldn't do that, but you could bottle crow it with no movement speed loss. And
Okay.
it healed a lot, I think.
They should
I think we
upgrade
couldn't bottle
the
runes.
bottle into Jug.
Oh.
And Jug is able to hold 2 runes. And you can pop them both at the same time.
Is that just one of his skills?
No, not the hero. The bottle upgrades
Oh,
into
it's a
the
jug.
jug.
I see. Yes.
And you could just keep adding runes to it. And that's
Very
the new meta.
Radiant's bottom
Interesting. It
tower
sounds
is
like fusion rune almost.
That's right.
Oh, we got the jump in. That is Moose. Going to take the brunt of the damage here. Will go down. Viper Strike is applied, but yeah, he's created enough distance for himself despite not having any mana, so we'll be fine.
And if you can collect all 5 of the runes
Radiant's
in
bottom
Jug,
tower has
you
fallen.
win.
Seems
You just
to
win the
be
game.
The
effort.
Rune Beast erupts out of the Jug.
It's like, what's that card called? Is that
Exodia.
Exodia?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
The Rune Golem spawns.
Very interesting.
Like, why don't you go and design a card game with that idea? That sounds
Thank
very
you.
good.
Well, at least mine might survive.
Oh, my.
All right.
This is TI-10, by the way, as Roche, number 2, Shard will drop. I know it's not going to happen, but I would love to see Troll take it because I've actually never seen
What
it in
in
a
the-
professional game of Dota. And Illusion is here, but this will likely be uncontested as Thunder Predator are just not in the vicinity right now.
Troll has the shard.
He does, but he's just going to carry it off to
Roshan, we
probably
hardly knew you.
Storm, I would say. It's my
Yeah, the
guess.
storm shard would be good here. I think
It's
so.
not too shabby. Although I am a big fan of Tides, but it is position 5.
Yeah, give it to Storm.
And of course, I don't
He's
have to
gonna-
explain everything because...
He used it, Shannon.
Oh my God! Yes, I hope it was a misclick somehow, but no. That is a... Okay, so you get a new skill called Rampage. And when you activate it, if you're in melee form, you get status resist. If you're in range, you get attack speed. And when I say you, I mean your entire team, and it's dynamic, so you can go back and forth. Status resist, attack speed, status resist, attack speed for I don't know how many seconds. We'll check it out in just a moment. Moose, very excited. Now Emo, he's going to spot them out with that Orchid. Moose taking the brunt of the damage again. Whirling Axe is applied as well. He's being invisible for now, but there comes Ollie with the Ravage into the Finger of Death, and down goes Nature's Prophet. Moose is next on the list. Double kill for Fly. Has he used Rampage? That's the real question. MZ attempting to TP out will be successful. Rampage still available to use for the Troll Warlord. 80-second cool. Really? 80-second cooldown, and it lasts 5 seconds. This shard is horrible. I never realized why it was never picked until now.
You just got to play it with carry Tiny Man or something, and then just give him 70 attack speed
Yeah,
when he's
good.
going in and slapping people with the tree.
80-second cooldown.
Now you guys didn't see this. When he started talking about the shard, he lifted up his pant leg. Oh no, top lane.
MNZ, yeah, he doesn't have the BKB charge up right now, so that Orchid is devastating.
And on Shannon's leg, he has written out every single shard in pen. He rolled up his leg, he read the entire thing. It was very hairy. I don't know how he did it, but he shaved a portion of his leg to write those.
Yes, it was painful.
Waxed it, in fact. And he does it for every event.
How did you know? That was shared in confidence. I think when you hit Rampage, I think I've seen it in like a test mode, it glows.
Oh.
Very special colors.
Special
Just
colors.
Very special.
It's not like my wife talking to my child. Now, those are very special colors. Blue and red. They make up the rainbow.
I mean, that's true. RGB.
That's
Roy
right.
G. Biv.
That could be a
Good
new
stuff.
cosmetic. Sponsored.
Haven't we already just got a treasure chest where every item is like red,
That
blue, and
is-
green crystals?
Yes.
Jay-Z, Kaka is in the vicinity,
rainbows.
and the auto attack. Misses
Okay.
the Earth Spike, though.
Okay.
Put a sentry
The
down.
jukes, the force staff.
Oh, he
More
even makes
treants,
treants.
TPing out,
My
MJZ
God.
juking
Oh.
the crap out of IG.
Lion in shambles right now. He wasted a 50 gold sentry.
And as a first for this series, the clap function of Twitch chat used correctly.
That's
Oh,
right.
my
That was a
goodness
good
gracious.
moment
I mean,
to cheer.
A broken clock is
For
right
Thunder
twice a
Predator.
day, or so I'm told.
That's
Very
right.
good.
All right, so 16K network. feed for
Another good
IG.
use after something I said. They were cheering.
They love it. They
That is
absolutely love
Can
it.
you guys tell
Great.
me in the chat when you're cheering, are you a fan of the rampage skill on Troll Warlord?
I want you to rampage all over that cheer button right
Yeah.
now. Don't forget to hit the bell
They love
notification.
it. They've never seen it in action, and we still might not see it by the time this game ends, but they like the concept.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Shard Facts.
To
with
Shard-
Guns.
I want
80-second. Are you a fan of the 80-second cooldown?
every 80 seconds to show your support. I want you to open up the skill video in the Twitch thing. I want you to click it, DDoS the server for it.
No. Don't go too ham.
I want you to form a cult called Rampagers.
I think this must
Oh,
be a
Leo
typo.
Style. Oh,
Yeah.
man,
Bishop,
Leo Style is just
that.
not having a good series. His net worth, I was just checking him out. He still has Dagger.
Oh.
just
30 minutes in comes the Yules.
Yo.
This has been a rough one
Yeah.
for mid.
Very
The
rough
mid player
indeed.
of Thunder Predator. Kind of been schooled by Emo in both games. And
No.
Now, to be fair,
I did
Emo-
say he was getting a Yules. That was also wrong. That is going to the stash
That's okay. Fly
for a
Fly
while.
does a lot of damage to the tower. Has still yet to use his rampage ability.
Okay, we're watching.
Hopefully he's aware what the shard actually does.
I think if he was, he wouldn't have it, Shannon.
Well, you never know.
That's how a normal pump
Actually,
games
I
go.
have cast a professional match back in the day where LC was gifted an Ags, and they didn't know how it worked because they lost 2 fights in a row because of when it made it invulnerable.
I believe it. Absolutely.
It was
LC players.
Imprinted in my mind.
If they
Radiant's
weren't dumb,
top
they
tower
wouldn't be
is
playing
under
LC.
And not in good.
Very general blanket statement, as always.
Prove me wrong. Who plays LC?
Radiant's top
Pro
tower
player.
is
I'm not going to go off on that tangent.
Exactly.
There's a finger of death.
Oh,
Emo's there as
no.
well. Down goes MJZ. But he does have buyback. I mean, what is IG's... the Aegis was just consumed naturally, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
right now.
So are they just trying to... why wouldn't they try to go high ground? I'm trying to understand their perspective here.
Well, they kind of have full map control, so they don't have to. If they want to just keep building up a bit more advantage, maybe get the next item on Storm. Now that he has BKB, I'm kind of with you. They could probably force it, but yeah, good question. Maybe they just don't feel safe. There's the risk of getting into a Shaker Puck combo and giving Terrorblade a good fight, whereas if you're just playing the map and building your advantage further and further, you feel like eventually it's just a safe victory.
Wow, well, we have got the Basher now on Troll Warlord, what used to be a forbidden item.
That's true.
Yeah.
Used
On
to be
the hero.
disabled. Much like Blink Dagger on Pudge and Vengeful Spirit. That's a good trivia question, by the way. I just ruined it.
Oh, thank you
Damn.
so much.
Damn, that would have been good.
Okay.
We didn't really talk about, I think he's had it for a while, the Aghanim Scepter, of course, on JT, along with a Sheepstick. My god, he's the most farmed hero in the entire game, actually. Doing super, super well. As I missed my 3rd kill of the game.
Really losing
There
it,
we go.
Suns
I got it.
fan.
Got it.
Thank you very much.
It
Leo
happened right
Style
here.
lacking that Yules there that got killed in the courier by Emo.
Yeah.
Could have kept him alive once again.
I will say, though, Thunder Predator are doing a great job staying in this game. It's been a really rough game, but they do have a fantastic lineup for constantly pushing Nature's Prophet and Puck, cutting waves, pushing waves, and that's really exciting to see with the kind of game that they had last time. I mean, I know, again, it's probably going to be tough for them to come back, but I have hope. Keep on cutting, keep on praying, and you can get to the end of this one, and maybe they've done a very good job of making sure that they can take out Trolls super quick.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, they've extended the game, which I was talking about why IG hasn't pushed, and that's definitely a reason.
Yeah.
The split pushing from Thunder Predator overall.
This poor...
Just a little update, we have yet to see Rampage use. Just want to make
Rampage,
sure
yeah.
everybody knows. It is a global ability, by the way. It does also have an 80-second cooldown. I don't know if I've mentioned that.
Could you please put your leg off of the table? I'm trying to cast...
Oh, the DD denied
What the...
by MNZ's illusion.
My goodness gracious. They're holding on. This is respectable stuff. I'm into it.
Well, thanks for letting us know.
Well, okay. I mean,
It's kind of concerning when you look at the game time. We're 33 minutes in, and Thunder Predator found 1 neutral item in Tier 3. So that
Oh,
means
wow.
in 6 minutes, they have barely been able to hit their jungle with a hero nearby. There might have been some kills with Terrorblade illusions, but they obviously don't yield items if a valid hero isn't in range. So yes, they're holding on, but they're not finding, you know, the quote-unquote free gold in the game that's available to them. So this lead isn't only the 19K, it's the 19K plus the lack of quality in neutral items. Got to find a way to unlock or find their way into their own triangle so they can kill an ancient camp or two. That would probably yield them at least 1 or 2 good items. Obviously, standout item for Terrorblade. He has the Grove Bow, which is good, but would probably like to get the Titan Sliver. Terrorblade has insane base damage, so Titan Sliver is very, very good for him. Yeah, probably the best one they could find at this point.
Hey, real quick, before they push uphill, is it okay if when Troll uses Rampage, all 3 of us yell Rampage at the same time?
Sure.
I don't think
I don't know
anyone's...
if we can sync it, though.
But what if he gets a Rampage?
We'll do it again.
Oh.
If you get a Rampage on the Rampage, I'm pretty sure the game ends.
Okay, we can try.
All right.
It's going to be horribly synced.
It'll be fine. It'll be perfect.
I'm just going to say it without even thinking that we're trying to organize this ahead of time.
Well, now you're thinking. Okay, look at this down at the bottom lane, if you could. We've got 2 guys friendship. You know, this is like the boat's going down on the Titanic, and these boys are saying, we're in it together, buddy. They're going to try to get you. I'm going to get them. I like this
Are you
play.
talking about the violinists?
That is the positive outlook on this. The negative outlook on this is that it's 2 players who are having a really rough game that are now AFK in the trees.
Is that bad?
Usually when this happens in my pub games, it does not lead to victories, but Moose is not just... It's not a griefing Shadow Amulet.
Oh my god,
Prophet
Prophet is on the bottom as well. This is a 3 now. The Titanic gets even larger, grander. They're going to force a rotation.
This is pretty good tower damage,
Let's
by the
go.
way.
Yeah. They're going to trade all this damage for the next Roshan, which has a Refresher Shard and cheese.
No one cares.
I'm pretty sure this guy, the Ancient Granite Golem, he has big feelings.
Big feelings.
Yes, I actually
Big
think of all the Ancient creeps, he's
know
the
what that
most
means?
caring.
I love his attack animation, the old uppercut. You don't see it often. It's about 1 in every 8 punches, but when you do, it has the real force of God in it.
Let's see it.
All right,
Not yet.
showcase mode.
There it is.
Boom, baby! Boom, baby!
That's good stuff.
If you zoom in on it and look at it from an angle below...
This is TI-10. I will not zoom in and miss a kill because of your idiocy.
Showcase it mode just for like 2 seconds. Really quick.
Doesn't he look like
Bam,
he's
baby!
just a caring individual? Like, he doesn't want to destroy these creeps. It's just...
Shit, you're reading way too
He's been
much into this.
brainwashed
Do you
into
feel
it.
like you are the golem?
I am a golem.
Despite
yes.
your grotesque exterior, you have such feelings inside. If only they could look past your
Yes.
horrific gait.
Oh, yes. Thank you. You figured it out.
The
finally.
crowd
Will
applauds.
he cast it? Fly has the Aegis. Number
Use it.
3.
The crowd cheers for inner beauty. Yes, we can
Oh,
relate.
oh!
Oh!
Man, this could be the Aegis. Nope, there is the BKB and the ult in addition. Finally getting some auto attack speed there. Double kill for Fly. The buybacks cometh from Thunder Predator in the meantime.
Oof.
Rampage has still not been
Rampage.
cast. As
I was-
Emo and company have to get the hell out.
I
All right.
literally was just staring at the skill the entire time.
I don't think he knows that he has it.
That was an expensive defense. 4 buybacks and Echo Slam, and they didn't get a kill.
Yeah.
They didn't even get rid of the Aegis. I feel like this whole jump is kind of nonsensical to begin with on the Troll. I don't think this is ever going to end well for you. If you want to kill the Troll, you need to use smaller poke and start Metamorphosis hitting him. And
I mean, I could see
Load it up.
if they blow him up before he can ult, right? That's the Aegis. And then even if you die and you buy back, maybe you can fight again. Maybe that was the thought process. But they couldn't even get the Aegis, which is unfortunate.
yeah, if you trade Echo for Aegis there, just in a clean 1-for-1, it's good. But that's so unlikely to happen when there's a team behind with Storm, Lion, and
Yeah.
Tide just able to just be ready to blink or jump. So that really didn't work. Emo bot.
Oh, that's Rampage!
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 Emo gets a kill, pops that BKB, now going on top of Moose. That was the worst.
It was perfect.
All right, whatever. Rampage has been, it'll be
Don't
down
worry.
by next game. It'll be up. Fly now focusing on the second racks. So they defend bottom successfully. They get mid with pretty much no problem. MNZ pop the BKB. And into the wolf form Fly goes.
Holy moly.
Yes,
Oh my.
He is very
What
scary.
is that attack speed?
That is, he's bitten.
Look, he doesn't even have his axes
He's
anymore.
consumed
He's going
by
with
rage.
He's got his fists out. He's crazy.
He's consumed by rage, but not Rampage because it's still on cooldown. This tier 3 tower takes a tumble.
This kid looks like a JoJo
4
character.
versus 5, and remember, he still has his Aegis to work with. Moose in the meantime.
What's his model?
Gonna get destroyed.
Dude,
Fly Flying Company will be
He wasn't
taking
even
him
a
out.
wolf.
Look at that.
He just lost his axes.
He got so mad, he untransformed from a Lycan into himself.
Lycan has identified that he has found out. It's like Troll's weakness is in the axes. So when Lycan bites him, he actually takes the axes which he
That's
can
right.
punch.
Oh, Kaka gets the stun off on MZZ. The GGs are called. Wait, he didn't cast it. He doesn't have mana.
Oh no, it
Oh!
even has a mana cost.
We saw.
Oh,
Man, what,
no.
what a great shard.
Absolutely.
A+.
Absolutely,
No doubt.
guys. Well, you know, it was a better game from Thunder. They learned a lot, I would assume. I don't learn often. Don't know what it's like.
No, you could tell that. I mean, obviously, again, IG is one of the best teams at this tournament.
Yes.
We were expecting them to win this series 2-0 anyway, but Thunder Predator did show that they have, you know, once you get past the mechanical skill, they had an idea of how to try to get back in the game. It just didn't work.
Yeah, I think it's a bit problematic in this series the way especially the mid lane goes. I think Leo Style had a rough one this time around.
That's true. Yeah.
But both games on Puck were just not up to the standard that he is able to bring. It's obviously you're playing against a world-class player, but Leo Style's also better than this. So just got to hope that they get a little bit more in shape. There's still more time to go. They're 0-6 now out of a total of 16 games every team plays.
16 games?
So they're only about a third of the way in their series. That means it's not over by any means whatsoever, but you gotta do what we do, get in for that group huddle.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
make sure you stay in your chairs though. Yep, get those biceps going. Please get me out of here immediately.
All right, so thanks for watching, everybody. IG wins 2-0. Man, you have been working out. That is for sure.
I'm not even flexing yet.
Rampage!
Rampage!
All right, goodbye. There's another series coming up.
It's ready again in 80.